Where's the person who was waiting for us? YouTube?
YouTube, yeah. We're live on YouTube.
All right. Welcome back to New Society Podcast. We're live again. And for those of you who are listening on Spotify, you should definitely check us out live next time because, Chase almost just took his pants off in front of the cameras. So
No.
You don't want to miss something like that, So I first wanted to talk about this video that I posted today.
Well, first of all, we are answering questions.
Yes, we are answering
on
questions.
live.
We are answering all your questions on live.
So come join us, ask us questions, talk to Kasia.
Yes, most importantly.
Exactly.
Because I can't think of everyone's problems on my own. And it seems to be, speaking of that, the video that I posted today was because of something that this girl, was commiserating with me about. So I make the video just thinking, I'm not really sure if this resonates with a lot of people. Well, I'm getting to that, Chase.
Okay, all right.
Building anticipation. But I really wasn't sure if a lot of girls go through this. So the topic was being on your girl's side, and that has a lot of different facets to it. And I only went into one part, which was, just if you're in public and okay. So this got a little convoluted in the comments. It was 90% people totally getting what I mean. And then some girls or guys, saying that that's just too much. That's crazy, that you should always be on your girl's side. I don't mean you have to agree on everything, on every little topic. Yes, that would be psychotic.
If you agreed with everything.
If you're just oh, yes, ma'am, whatever you say, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about conversations. I'm talking about specifically, okay, I'm going to give an example. Say you are having some kind of argument with a female or something like that, but specifically, okay, not an argument. All right. We got to get more specific here. Say you feel like this girl is kind of encroaching onto your relationship, maybe flirting with your man.
Mm-hmm. Don't mind me. I'm just checking on some technical things. I
don't mind you.
Damn.
So say that's happening and you bring it up to your man and he says oh, you're crazy. She's not doing anything wrong, blah, blah, blah. You're basically, you're telling your girl she's crazy. That's not right. It's not, you have to be on your partner's side.
Okay, Lexi said he's not listening unless he's looking you in the eyes. Did you just say something about that, or is she talking about me?
What are you talking about here?
No, I'm reading the comments,
Lexi.
Comments I'm just making sure everything is working, so you guys.
But yeah, still true. But yeah, I can't read the comments because my vision is just not there, and I don't read fast enough. So I'll just be, the whole podcast will be me sitting there staring, and it'll just be really uncomfortable.
Yeah, we tried that one time.
Oh, so bad.
It was bad, yeah.
So yeah, I guess there's not that many scenarios that this applies to. However, the comment section is fully girls just tagging their boyfriends.
I know, I saw.
It's crazy.
As they should, yeah.
As they should.
I guess it's a common problem.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that to you.
No, you would never do that.
Taking another girl's side. I guess I know better than that.
Yeah, no way. And why would you not?
And you're wrong all the time.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Why would I not do that? I mean, It's just disrespectful. If I would never argue with you in front of people in favor of someone else.
Yeah. Or even just against.
Yeah, against you.
Yeah.
I would probably afterwards be all right,
yeah, exactly.
You're bugging a little bit, but.
And some girl just said to me, she's oh, what's your sign? I feel like we're alike. And someone commented back on it and was no, it's just respect. But then it got me to thinking, and I'm is it just me? But then I'm no. But here, this is exactly why I do this stuff. Because you'll say to yourself, is it just me? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
And the guy will say, yeah, you're crazy. It's just you. And this gives us the opportunity to be oh, really? Because 10 million women agree with me.
Yeah, Lexi just said you literally speak about things I never thought other people went through. By the way, guys, we're taking comments. I'm reading the comments, so if you have any questions,
what did you put as the topic today?
I did the same thing. What's making you unhappy?
Okay. Yeah, so it's not just relationship stuff. you know, it's
Yeah, anything generally. We get content from you guys, so.
yeah.
Mel said, my husband refuses to get a divorce after I found out he's cheating our whole marriage.
That is crazy. See, I don't understand that. Like, how do you, can people really just like not sign paper? Like, they're just like, they can refuse to divorce?
Yeah, I guess you could refuse to sign. I mean, I've only seen it in the movies, right?
Right? Like, I'm watching Desperate Housewives and Bree's husband is like holding her captive and won't
Yeah, I think if you
divorce
don't,
her.
I guess if you don't sign the papers or you refuse to get served, they just stay married.
Yeah, so like
Maybe in
what
some
are the
states.
implications for you? Like are you not able to leave the house because or like can like is it a financial thing that if you don't get the actual divorce? But that's crazy. Also, how did you find out? I want to know.
How'd you find out he was cheating? Yeah.
Yeah. This
Like,
is quickly becoming a talk show, I feel like. I feel like we need Maury on here.
more. Oh, man. Didn't he die? I think he died.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, then I hope
Well,
he's not
yeah.
here.
Lex Lexi said they don't want their women to leave them because they always stay. Wait, they always know they have it good. It's hard for them to.
Yeah. No, they want to just do whatever they want to do. And then, you know, that I don't think men can emotionally handle breakups most of the time. So
Hmm.
they'll only do it if it's the easiest thing to do.
Right. Yeah, I totally understand that for
What?
sure.
What are you smirking about?
Nothing. I was just thinking about your dream.
Oh, my dream. Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay. No, I'm going to talk about that. Do you guys ever have dreams about your partner doing something? And now I spoke about this the other day because, you know, one of our listeners or commenters, whatever it is, was saying that she had a dream that, which one was it? Because I've heard so many girls say
Yeah, that
that
her
they've had
partner was
dreams
like dancing with
dancing with someone. Yeah, and he
some
admitted
girl.
it, right.
Yeah, yeah.
But so I'll have dreams sometimes, and they're like really crazy, but it'll be coming from like an emotional place that I've experienced before in the relationship. That's just like, it's still like it comes out in a dream. I want to
Yeah.
know if anyone else has been dealing with that.
Um,
Although he had a dream that he was a waiter or something, so
I
I
had
don't
a
know.
dream that I got a job. Yeah, that
But
was
I had a
wild.
dream that I had to get a job because you broke up with me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know.
one day you'll work.
I'm working.
Um, Jocelyn said, "What does it mean when your partner avoids eye contact when you're discussing something?"
Um, what are you discussing?
What are you discussing? But also,
Do
does
you
he
know anything about
generally,
that in terms of like, I know
in
you
terms
read.
of body language? I mean, if you're averting, if you're not able to look someone in the eyes, then that means a couple of things, right? Because you can't just like make a blanket statement where it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, if someone's not looking you in the eyes, they're lying or something.
Yeah,
It could be that they just don't look people in the eye.
yeah. Some people are really uncomfortable with that, especially if you think about it too much. Now I feel like I can't look you in the eye.
But that being said, they do say that when people are harboring something, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's a secret, it doesn't have to be a secret that's like this grand thing, but maybe something that they're ashamed of, for example,
Yeah.
they just can't look people in the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you discussing? That is a
Yeah, I
great
want to
question.
know what you're talking about.
Um, Mel said he was getting about the divorce.
Oh, okay.
He was getting happy massages and prostitutes on work trips.
Wow.
I had a feeling and left. And then he filed, but then I filed, but need his signature to complete. Now that he refuses, there is another process that she has to go through. Basically,
That's crazy.
that's crazy. I hear about this all the time,
Really?
like
Hear
with
about
work
what?
trips and um, you know,
Massages? Or
massage. Yeah,
prostitution?
massages.
Oh, I
Yeah,
shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that word on
yeah. Let's not say
TikTok.
that word. That's what I
Yeah.
was trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
But
Solicitation
yeah,
or
with
something.
massages and all this stuff, I hear this. I hear it a lot. Yeah,
Wow.
from people doing that, and also like, treating it. Remember, like the guys that we met in Block Island when we went?
No,
They were clear. What do you mean you don't remember?
I
The
don't
older
remember.
guys.
Oh, okay.
Come
Yeah.
on, they were like clearly there to do
What?
something. I mean, a couple of them, they were clearly there to cheat on their wives.
You think so?
I know so as a
Wow.
fact.
I was giving them relationship advice though.
Yeah.
I was kind of yelling at one of them.
It's good as
But
he
yeah,
should.
that's rough. I never even like consider that in terms of like cheat. I'm not saying I don't consider it cheating, but it just doesn't occur to me that like, oh yeah, like people can get like
Yeah,
prostitutes and stuff.
yeah, no, it's wild. Um, let's see.
That's
Oh,
rough.
Jocelyn said about the eye contact. It's when discussing any important matter. Um,
He might just be like, I think some people are just weird about eye contact. How long have you been together? Is another question I have.
yeah,
Like I just like I notice it with people. Like I try and like purposely make eye
same,
contact with them
same.
to
Me
see if
too.
they're the type of person that can just like maintain it.
And some people just don't.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, some people just are like that, and I don't think they're not shady. They're just like uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, did you ask him if he's like, I'm good? Do you ever watch him with other people? If he's like,
It's a good question. Um, let's see. Ina said, oh, she was saying good luck,
hey,
to Mel. Danielle said 7 years dating and he hasn't proposed yet. Thoughts?
that's a tough one.
That is a tough one,
I mean,
but also,
it's like there's completely two legitimate sides to it. It's like on
yeah.
the one, why rush it? Who cares? If you're gonna get married, it means it's gonna be forever anyway. And then on the other hand, it's like if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like to
Mm.
me, I never thought about it at all until I did think about it for taxes. And then the thought of not doing it was like, ew, I don't want to just be in a relationship. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
And I
planning to
never
break
even
up with this
proposed.
person. Yeah, no, he like fake proposed. We bought like a $50 ring. And once it got
What do you mean like
delivered,
fake
yeah,
propose?
once the ring got delivered, you like went to get down on a knee, like as a joke. And I was like, stand up.
Oh, I don't even remember
Yeah,
this.
I
Oh.
remember. It's traumatizing. And then someone stole the ring.
Oh yeah.
But I have a new one
Yeah.
anyway, which no one seems to see in my videos. All the angry men.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
she's single. She hasn't been, whatever in 6 months. Blah, blah, blah. She's going to be single forever. I'm like, excuse me, sir.
married. Yeah.
This wasn't obvious.
But I mean, I think as far as the proposal thing, I mean, depending on how long it's been, I feel like this is something that you should just directly be able to talk to him about
Well, I mean,
also.
I'm assuming, like,
Yeah, like
seems like you guys probably talked about it
have you
because,
actually said like, "Hey, why
oh,
have
I
you
don't know.
not?"
You said he hasn't
Or yeah,
proposed.
exactly. Or are you looking at it in a way of like, "Oh, he should be surprising me with this proposal that I'm waiting for."
Right. That I
Because
don't understand. Like, I don't understand, like, the surprise proposal. Like, what if you haven't talked
yeah, have you guys talked about getting married and, you know, like I mean, I get the proposal being a surprise to a certain
about
degree,
it? Mm-hmm.
but you should know
Yeah,
generally
and
that
also
it's
like have
coming.
you guys talked about marriage in general? Like how you generally feel about it and also how old are you guys? How many people have you guys like how many relationships have you had before this?
Yeah. I'm gonna bounce around here. Jocelyn said about the eye contact. 5 years they've been together, and he's also
Wow.
super avoidant. It's an
Hmm.
interesting one.
I
He's
don't
an
know
interesting
about
guy.
this one. I mean, if it's just like how he is, like, okay, I'm gonna say something that's just gonna sound so dumb, but bear with me. Watching, and I'm gonna bring it up again, watching The Ultimatum.
Oh,
The guy, now this is actually combining two of the issues. So it was this couple and they'd been together since high school and they were together for 7 years and he wasn't proposing.
mm-hmm.
And he kept saying, oh, it's because of finances, blah, blah, he wants to be making more money. But then it turns out at the end of the show that he actually, oh, and the other thing is he has really dodgy eye contact, like never makes eye contact with anyone. He's like really closed off and it's like really weird. Comes out at the end of the show that he's just really embarrassed that he used to like cut himself and like, hit himself, like a lot of self-harm stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because of dealing with some family problems.
Yeah,
And
something related to abuse. Yeah.
yeah, and then he finally opened up to his girlfriend, and then I think they decided to get married after that. That I didn't watch the reunion and stuff.
I mean, yeah,
But
whatever it
to
was,
me, like
but
maybe someone who's like that, like you said, like they're kind of like embarrassed about something, maybe.
yeah, that's usually what it is. It's like it's either they're
Yeah, like an yes,
hiding something,
that
they're
is so how
embarrassed
I
about
feel.
something.
And we talked
Yeah.
about him seeming like a friend that we have that I feel like
Oh,
has
right.
a lot of insecurities.
Yeah. I mean, that could really do it. I do it all the time too. I like look people in the
Oh,
eye.
I
I
thought you
just
were saying you avoid eye contact.
no, no.
Yeah, no, I
I
like make
force eye
people do it.
contact. Yeah. Just to
I need it.
see, you know.
I really don't do it just to see, but like I need it. Like to me,
Hmm.
like I have like my heart on my sleeve. When I first meet someone, it's just like, you're my best friend until proven that you're not.
Otherwise, yeah.
Like, that's how I treat it. So
Same.
that's one of the like requirements I'm gonna need to be close to someone.
Yeah. Let's see. Victoria from on YouTube said, almost 8-year relationship, 3-year-old together, cheated on me several times,
Oh,
just texting the first couple years, decided to forgive him and stay together. Now we have a child, house, mortgage. I still have no ring. And after so much built up resentment, considering moving on, trying to keep our family together. Suggested couples counseling, but he doesn't need someone to explain his thoughts. Now that he refused therapy, I threatened a breakup, and all of a sudden he wants to give me everything I've asked for.
see, what did I say?
Too
The
little, too
breakup.
late. Mm.
Honest, okay, here's what I'm gonna say about this. For some reason, men never get the picture until you leave. Like, there's some men, they just don't. I don't know what the hell is wrong with them. They're just not capable of seeing like what it would be like. You could say it all you want. The reality of it is something they cannot comprehend
Hmm.
until it's in their face. Give that a chance. Like, if you are at your wit's end and there isn't, like, he has tried, like, you've tried everything and he's not willing to do the counseling, whatever, leave, or at least be like, bags packed, that's it, I'm going to
Well,
leave.
that's what she did. She
Yeah,
threatened, and now he's acting up,
right. I mean, but I
acting
don't think she
proper.
actually did leave. But if it goes back to it, don't be afraid to see what happens once you're actually gone. So he, especially because when you've been with someone for that long, it's like, it's even worse. They're just like, oh, well, this is reality. They just don't think about it. It's just so
Hmm.
dumb.
Yeah, they don't think about it, and they don't
They
understand.
don't have the reality of the pain.
Yeah, and they also don't, and I've said this before, is they don't understand that an apology doesn't fix everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't understand that, oh, I apologize to her and she's acting better now. They're not looking at it like, oh, she has resentment still.
Mm-hmm.
It appears to them like it's a clean slate.
Yeah.
It's stupid, in retrospect,
Yeah,
but
and it also seems like, okay, well, what else am I gonna do? And like, I don't know, there's so many layers to it, but what I would suggest is um don't be afraid to see what happens after like a break
mhm.
or you leaving or whatever, because he really might change his behavior. Like, he
Yeah,
really might. He could turn it all around. It's actually
it's
possible.
possible, yeah. Abby said, my boyfriend of 3 years started being really mean to me, and he's avoidant when I try to talk to him about it. He gets really mean and blows up on me randomly, and then he's normal and sweet the next day. Hmm.
And you have no idea.
Started being really mean to you after 3 years. Check his YouTube algorithm. Please check his YouTube
Oh
videos,
my
Abby.
God.
Like,
Yeah, check what he's
there,
looking at on YouTube.
yeah, people like, if he's doing that, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But if it's just a sudden thing that started happening out of nowhere, I would really be concerned about what kind of stuff he's watching,
Yeah.
because there's so much of that nastiness going around.
Yeah, like
And
men
guys,
convincing
yeah,
other men to act like that.
yeah, men convincing other men to get angry at their girl,
Specifically that.
yeah, to get angry at their girl,
I want to throw my phone against the wall.
to spike their emotion, basically, so that they get more emotionally attached to you.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and then you become sweet after. So it's like there was
Oh my
a
God, girl, look at his
yeah.
YouTube
Look at his yeah.
or TikTok even.
See, yeah, that might be the cause, honestly. And
Yeah,
there was a few
that's
girls in your
insane.
comments that said the same thing after that video. I think after the video I posted, some girl actually commented and was like, "Oh, I went through my
Oh, the
guy's
algorithm. Yeah.
yeah, I went through my guy's
Mm-hmm.
YouTube and found out he was listening to some guru that was just giving
Stop it.
misogynistic advice." Yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
so we just started posting some of his stuff on his TikTok, which is right now it's Devian.chase.
Yeah,
But yeah,
you don't need
just
to
go on
plug
there
my
because, well, yeah, because your stuff is you say things that I can't go into. Like, if
yeah.
I talk anything about a men's algorithm, all I'm gonna get is on the men's algorithm with them yelling at me.
I
You can
remember
at
that.
least,
Yeah.
there's things that you can speak on that is not like as legitimate coming from me.
Let's see. Let's see. Well, let us know, Abby. Um, Sorry. Lexi said, I need to know your zodiac sign.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a Virgo.
She's a Virgo.
What are you?
She's organized. She cleans constantly.
That's
What
all you got
else?
for me?
That's all I got for you. And you're smart.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a Virgo thing.
Alex said, me and my ex-boyfriend really, really loved each other, and we broke up over a few bad arguments. Now we're in no contact, but I don't know if he'll reach out or not.
He'll reach out eventually.
They always reach
They
out.
always reach out.
They always reach out. That's why this whole
Your boyfriends
concept.
always reach out?
Yeah, all the time. That's why this whole concept of no contact even exists. There is a weird power when you actually stop caring about someone.
Oh yeah,
They just start
pop back
thinking
in.
about you
Yep.
nonstop.
Yeah, just don't care about him anymore, and he will.
Yeah.
Like, have a crush on someone else.
Oh man. Yeah, they'll be running back to you.
Yeah.
EC, I can't say your name, I'm sorry. Married for 22 years. He texted a girl, told her she is pretty, and that he knows she has caught him looking. A friend says it's a midlife crisis, but I doubt it. The girl let me know he was texting. Wow,
Ooh,
good for
what
the
a
girl.
good girl. Like, that's so admirable.
For
Wow.
sure.
But the guy, I mean, yeah, I'm not excusing him at all. It's like really messed up. Like I get like 22 years, it's a long time. I mean, I could see midlife crisis if you've been married for 22 years. Not that it excuses anything.
It doesn't excuse anything at
It's
all.
just like you have to be honest. You have to just say, like, it's a hard truth to say to someone like, hey, like, I'm feeling, like I need some excitement in my life, or like have a conversation about it. I feel like if you've been like,
You mean as for the midlife crisis, not
As-
going after another girl.
no,
Yeah.
no. But like, have a conversation, because maybe you're feeling that way, maybe you as a woman is feeling a little like you want some excitement in your life too, and you guys can talk about it. But just like lying, sneaking around, I mean,
It's inexcusable,
it's
honestly.
like the only reason I'm saying this in a nicer way is because it wasn't full cheating. It is cheating, but it wasn't like full on. And because you've been married for 22 years, so like I can't imagine like the stress of having to restart a relationship after having that long of a relationship. If your relationship is like really great otherwise, then like, maybe it's something that can be like talked about.
Yeah.
But maybe you need to be like, hey, well, I'm gonna go flirt with some guy and you're gonna deal with that. Like little eye for eye. Eye for eye.
Eye for an eye.
Otherwise, like, to me, that's the thing. Like, that's where I would be so resentful, is like, okay, so for 22 years, I'm not flirting with anybody, and you're just gonna text someone and you're gonna get excitement. Like, so I'm wasting my one life
Mm-hmm.
not doing anything, and you
Yeah.
can do whatever you want.
No, it's messed up. It's messed up.
Just be like, oh, you wanted an open relationship? Like, cool.
But
Bet.
Daniela said, literally just discovered you 5 minutes ago. Now I've gone down the rabbit hole with your content.
Oh, I
Awesome.
love it.
Abby said about the guy getting upset after 3 years. Abby said after we moved in, he started doing that, like just after we moved in together. Wow.
Okay, I have one thing to say about the moving in.
Okay.
Were you setting up any furniture? Were you were you doing things?
But it was 3
Where's-
years, right? Oh no, boyfriend of 3 years. Okay.
Yeah, but it was right after they started. Okay.
After they moved in.
For one, it's like it starts to become like a little bit of a roommate situation, but we noticed
Oh yeah.
we had this big fight after it wasn't like a big fight, but it was just like it was the one time I've like ever been wrong.
Oh yeah, big time.
And he treated it like he was the
I mean, when she's wrong, she's wrong.
I gave him a bit of an attitude.
Go on.
Relax. So both of us, when we are doing something like technical, get like really
Picky.
like picky, and like I know what I'm talking about, a little bossy.
Yeah.
But we're both the exact same way, and we both also don't tolerate it.
Right.
So he was like, you're just being, he didn't say to me, you're giving me an attitude. It's just all of a sudden he started being mean to me. So I'm like, what is going on? Blah, blah, blah. You still have no idea. Then finally you're like, you're being nasty to me, blah, blah, blah. What is going on? Like you're like, you don't appreciate me anymore. And I'm like, I literally like do you see this apartment? Like, I appreciate you like crazy. It's not that. And I was like, oh my
This is
God,
right after we
no.
got our penthouse apartment in the
Yeah.
city.
And we're just like blowing up. Um, and I was like, oh my God, no, we've been setting up furniture. Like,
Yeah. No, it gets a little
it
testy
it
when you're
triggered
doing
this
things together. Yeah.
whole like habit of talking to each other not in a nice way. And it literally just like stripped the relationship of romance.
Yeah. Big time.
Just because
We
we
were
were
setting up
like,
furniture.
no, like, what are you doing? Like, that's
Like
not where it
that's not where
goes.
it goes.
Yeah, like, and so just maybe think about that
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit and just be like, oh my, like, were we maybe like in like a really different way of talking to each other like after moving in?
Yeah. That's an
Just a thought.
interesting. Yeah. Maybe. Um. Buzz Girl said, "Wait, what?" But I'm guessing maybe that's related to the algorithm stuff. And then
I
she
don't know.
said, "Devian is handsome." Thank you.
Ooh, he's my husband, girl.
Brenda said, "No growth in my relationship." Scarlett said, "Classic Virgo." Um. Okay. Shima said, "5 years relationship, but I don't trust him anymore, and he is not around when I need him."
Are you married? Are you living together? Why don't you trust him? Do you not trust him because he's not around? I mean, it's a thing. Like the cheating is so prevalent. Like I don't know how anyone trusts anyone, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
No, I
are you
mean it
giggling
is.
about?
No, I'm
Someone
just
calling you
reading.
handsome again?
No. I'm reading
Ladies,
the
I'm
Virgo
telling
stuff.
you,
I'm reading the Virgo Cancer stuff.
you
But go
don't
on.
need to give him more of an ego. Please don't. Tell him he's ugly.
Is that all you have to say about the cheating thing?
Sure, until I get the answers of why she doesn't trust him anymore.
Yeah, Jody said, oh, Plus Girl said they always reach out. Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Jody said, wow, I wish I could call and tell you my whole life story and get feedback. I need it really badly. You can DM
Yeah,
her.
DM me anytime.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'll make, it'll be a whole topic. I'm not gonna like use your name in the topic, but
and yeah, that's the big thing about it. If you're going through any relationship problems, she will make a video and it'll get like 1 million views, and then you could just tag whoever needs to be tagged on it
yeah.
and be like, hey, look at how
Look how many
there's
women and
like
men
a
agree with
hundred
this.
thousand plus women agreeing with this, so you're probably wrong.
But also, like, if you want to like share a few tidbits at a time every week,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Alex said one of the biggest reasons that led to our breakup was me being honest about my past. I didn't have the best past, and he tried to understand it, but he would constantly bring it up. Are you talking about, when you say you didn't have the best past, are you talking about like multiple partners that he was jealous about, or
Because that's
something like
another
that?
thing with the men's
That's a
algorithm. They're
big
like, oh,
thing.
you need to be
Pure and all
yeah,
that.
a
Yeah.
virgin. Like, okay, what are you gonna blow up a building after this? Like,
Jeez.
I don't know. It's just insane. Like, where are we right now? You know?
No, it's ridiculous. It's such a
I shouldn't have
backwards,
said that either.
such a it's such a backwards way of thinking for sure. Like they, and also when you, so like the YouTube algorithm, like the algorithm that's geared towards men, they all say the same thing about like, oh, women should be virtuous
Mm-hmm.
and they should have the least amount of partners as possible.
You should be careful. Someone's gonna like clip this. You say.
Oh yeah, it's like look at this guy.
Look at what he said.
But and yeah, and the men will love me for it.
Yeah, you'll be like the new.
But
Tate.
I'm wondering if that's what it was, because
Yeah.
because of our, she said, I just read, because of our religion we cannot be living together, and we got married. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna
It's
say,
wrong
that was
person.
a
This is the wrong
topic.
person. I'm sorry.
So great at this.
Alex, if you could give us more information.
Yeah, or it could be just like, I was dating a guy that was nowhere near like that type of man at all. He was like, just so like straight edge type of good American boy, but he just couldn't handle a girl that was just like wild and crazy and like had partied and whatever. So it could just be that, but like, and I never appreciated that he was,
Yeah.
didn't like who I was.
Yeah. Brianna said, my boyfriend of 5 years has always fallen asleep around me. I only get 30 minutes to an hour with him before he passes out completely.
Aw, well, that's because he feels comfortable.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that was a red flag in any way. You know?
Yeah, I think that's kind of cute. Unless you're really boring. No, I'm just kidding.
Scarlett said, I'm cracking up because me and my boyfriend we're just fighting over hanging curtain rods. It gets
Yes,
gets real. Yeah,
it
it gets
gets
real.
real
And the
quick.
crazy thing is we don't fight like that
Yeah,
over much, but the
that's
furniture stuff
that's
got
like the
testy.
only
Yeah,
thing. Like,
yeah. Yeah. It's furniture. It's like some types of work where we just like we have to like really take a break and just be like, listen, not trying to be mean
yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's just the way we talk, you
Yeah,
know?
it's crazy. I
It's
think it's
nuts.
just like a personality type. Like if you are just like have a strong personality and
Hmm.
your partner does too, hire a handyman.
Yeah.
Or just like be so aware of it. It's hard
Um,
because I want to be like okay, and also because like I was raised to like build stuff. So to me, when I see someone doing something wrong, I'm like, you're a fool.
mhm.
Like I can't like I just have to like get my father like out of my head in that situation.
That's true. Yeah. She grew up building houses basically. It's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. I'm like more of a man than most men, so
It's true. It's very true.
don't at me.
Uh, let's see. Oh, so Brianna said yes, he works a lot in his master's program, and he has a master's program. But yeah, that's not a red flag about the guy falling asleep.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
No, I think that's sweet. I actually heard something about that, that it's like when someone is very relaxed and sleepy around you, it's because, they really are comfortable with you and they love you,
yeah.
I think it's really
Jocelyn
cool.
said Cassie is so relatable.
Thanks, girl.
Mel said I moved on and now am in a healthy relationship with an amazing man.
Good.
The hubby won't stop calling. They always want you after you move on.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely,
They
absolutely true.
cannot handle it.
Yeah. Jody said, y'all really do change the world. Please never stop. You guys really make a difference. Aw,
Aw, thank you
change the
so
world.
much.
Um, but yeah, so Shima said it was because of our religion cannot be living together and we're not married yet. He is not trying to make this relationship better. I mean, that kind of stuff happens. I mean, the religious stuff does get in the way of it a little bit, but
Yeah. And the issue was that they're not getting married.
um, I'll have to get back to that. Shima, if you could just refresh my memory.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, girl.
Abby said so about her boyfriend getting constantly mad at her. Today he came home from a haircut and I was about to start dinner and he blew up on me because it wasn't done yet.
No,
No,
this sounds like an
this sounds
algorithm
like algorithm
problem.
problems. Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Abby, I really think that you should check
Yeah.
what and
No,
it's
no, she should like look him in the eye and be like, "What do you think of like Andrew Tate?"
yeah, or
Or
any of
like,
these guys. There's
what
so
are
many
some
guys
names?
popping
Okay,
up.
okay. Tell her some names so she can be like, if she looks at like the search history or something, she'll know.
I mean, Andrew Tate is a big one, like the fresh and fit people,
Although they got
even like Jordan
canceled.
Peterson. It's just the types of people that are pushing this type of rhetoric of like,
There's a lot of
because
them around
that
them.
is crazy. You're getting
Yeah.
yelled at because the dinner is not ready. What is
No,
this,
he's
19, what, this is Mad Men times or
yeah,
something?
it's like, oh, okay, thanks, Dom.
Jeez.
Even Don Draper wouldn't act like that. Stop.
Don Draper might be able to get away with it, but probably not your guy.
Yeah, I don't think your
No
husband
offense.
looks like Don Draper, so. No, that's what you should say to him. You'd be like, excuse me, like, since when do you look like Don Draper? Like, cut it out.
Oh, someone sent us a heart, but I can't pronounce the name,
Thank you.
so thanks.
Heart's back.
Um, yeah, but that's crazy. Jody said, "Do you guys ever talk about narcissists at all? My life has
Yes.
been revolved around them."
Because they
Yeah,
make
we do.
you revolve their lives around them.
We do. I mean,
For
there's some
sure.
interesting stuff.
There's a lot of interesting stuff about narcissists, and it's so eye-opening when you like start to read about it and you're like, oh my God, that was narcissistic behavior. And I
Yeah.
just thought it was that like you think it's these like random behaviors,
Mm-hmm.
but then when you could read like one article and it just all like combines into one
Combines together, yeah.
thing.
And I've read articles like that, but like we said in the last one, it's really you should really read the psychology behind it. Like read like the things that cause it and the things that, like the main points around it, and you will actually see like the major red flags, like where the little things that you've experienced that aren't in the articles that might be, related to that,
Yeah.
right?
But yeah, tell me why you're asking. And like, what are some specific things? Like, what's some like interesting narcissist behavior you've noticed?
Daniela said, "What's your advice to the wives of men who have ED? It's a confusing situation and it really makes us feel unwanted."
Eating disorder?
No,
Oh,
erectile
but wives cannot.
dysfunction.
I'm sorry, guys.
Um, well, honestly, do you guys, I mean, if you don't have a problem getting Viagra, just get Viagra.
Yeah. Or what's
There's
that other one called?
Cialis. There's a lot of different,
Mm-hmm.
things that will push you past. But, one thing that I read a long time ago is that I don't know why I was reading this, but
Read every you he just if you have like a random topic you want to talk about, just ask because he'll just know the
I
information.
read things that I'm curious about. It's a lot of the times, unless they're like much older, it's in their heads.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Physical.
like a physical thing
Yeah,
at
it's like
all.
psychosomatic.
Yeah, and also it could be caused by like weight and there's so many
And
like
alcohol.
nutritional stuff. But I mean, to get
Smoking.
yourself, if it is in your head, and this is the crazy thing about it. If it is in your head, you can work on getting yourself out of that headspace so that, you get better, or you can just take a medication a few times and also with that get out of the headspace of
Right,
like
yeah.
I
Like
can
I think
do
if
this.
you maybe take the medication and just like get back into it in a way that it's just like not making it serious,
Yeah.
then you can kind of just like be like, oh, okay. Like it just
Yeah.
puts you in like the energy of this isn't a problem I have.
Because those medications aren't addictive. So, you know, there's
Yeah, I'm
really
not addicted at all.
to that.
I'm just kidding.
Uh, um, Magnolia said, "Hi, friends."
Hello.
Maki Moon said, "How do I deal with the guilt of leaving a relationship?"
I've definitely talked about this before. I mean, you just have to, it's so hard. The guilt of leaving it is truly makes it almost impossible sometimes, especially if they didn't really do something wrong and you just like aren't feeling it anymore. Um, I mean, for one, you just have to like look at your life and be like, okay, I'm not living the rest of my life like this. To, because I feel guilty. Like I
Mhm.
can't live the rest of my life this way. And just like picture them like moving on and being happy. But, or if they did do bad things to you, just completely focus on the bad things that they did and it will make you not feel guilty at all.
Yeah.
But you can't stay out of guilt.
I stayed out of guilt on my end
Oh, I thought you were talking
for,
about me. I'm like,
no, not with you, but with my last ex,
mhm.
it is tough. Even for a man, it's tough.
Yeah, and you're not
It's like,
doing them any favors because like
mhm,
people can sense when you don't like really love them anymore.
for sure. Yeah.
It's not doing, you could be in the way of them meeting the right person because you're staying for too long.
Yeah. And if they can sense that you're not in love with them anymore, they're not gonna be fully happy, and you're obviously not happy.
Yeah.
So you're just wasting the limited amount of time you have,
Hmm.
right? Um, Alex said we dated for about 3 months, even though we're in no contact right now, but I really do see a huge potential. I don't want to let go of this potentially good relationship. And what should I do if he doesn't contact?
I mean, it's like if it gets to a point where you just want to contact him, like I'm assuming this was
The same,
female.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if you just want to contact him, like that's fine. As long as you like if you're saying like you don't want to contact because you feel like you don't want to be the first one to reach out, then just have it be in like kind of like a lighthearted whatever way. Um Not that he won't be able to see through it, but it'll be better than like, hey, dot dot dot,
Yeah.
What do you think is the best way to reach out to someone that you haven't ooh, or like butt dial?
Butt dial is probably the worst thing you could do.
All right,
So
never
don't
mind.
listen to that.
Never mind.
If a girl, oh my God, if someone that was dating butt dial, I would be so embarrassed for them.
No, but what if they did it and you text them back and they were like, why are you texting me? And then you were like, you called me. And then you're like, no, I didn't. Don't talk to me. That would be pretty good.
Absolutely. Oh, this is just so wrong. I would literally tell all my friends about this strategy that you came up with to do this.
That's hilarious. I mean, to
Just,
me, I would just like say something like I might like have a glass of wine and then I'd think of something that reminds me of them. It would have
I
to be
don't know.
organic. Like you'd have to really want to reach out.
You'd
You'll
want
know
to do
like
it
instinctively.
organically.
Yeah.
I think you should, honestly, like my best advice, I think you should make it super. I know this sounds crazy, but you should make it like, and I've texted for your friends before.
Yes, you have. Oh,
I
he got my
sometimes
friend's back.
yeah,
One text. And my
one
friend got,
text,
the guy came, picked her up from where we were, and they got back together for like a little while. He was awful, so toxic.
but she
But she
wanted, she
got,
was begging, so I was like, give me your phone. And he comes and
picks
picks
her
her
up.
up
They spent the
after
night
not seeing
together.
her for like
Yeah, and he was
in
like
like
on his
30
way back
minutes.
from the airport. Like it was crazy.
Yep, yeah, it was nuts.
All right, so what's the advice?
The only the only thing that you can say, depending on how you guys broke up and depending on, because it's the way you have to look at it is right when they're going about their day, what can you say to trigger them to think about you like continuously where they can't ignore it, right? So it's either like with your friend, when I
Mm-hmm.
sent that particular text, it was like she's not used to being mean, so I sent a text that was like really mean,
Really? I
and
don't
the
remember what
and the
it
guy
was.
was like, whoa, 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 what do I do? And he couldn't stop thinking about it, so he had to come say something, right? So
You're so toxic.
what I would say, it sounds toxic, but
Yeah, but you know.
whatever, this is what you wanted. What I would say is like, say something that's like a little mysterious, or like, hey, I want to, even if you did like, hey, I need to talk to you about something, dot, dot, dot. Like, just
And then
something
what? Say
so,
like I'm just kidding.
and then just get on the phone and just say like, I'm kidding or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like to mess with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you can't be like, hey, I want to talk.
You're
You
basically
cannot,
the what you're saying is like the men's algorithm.
I know, I'm
But
sorry,
when it's
guys.
women doing it to men, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, I agree
I
with
mean,
that.
it's innocent in
Men
that
can
way.
handle it.
Men can handle it. I mean, all you're doing is reaching out. It's not a big deal.
Shima said, it is about 5 years of relationship and I don't trust him anymore.
That's what we already. Yeah,
No.
we already.
Oh, did we already?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna
Mel,
hire someone to replace you
sorry. Carrie said, love you, question. How you gonna hire someone? With what money?
with your money. I'll hire someone with your money.
Love you, she said, question.
Love you.
If I'm sad, he doesn't respond much, but says he's sorry. Am I overreacting?
They don't know what to do. You have to like. They don't know what to do. There are so few men that even women like. I don't have a lot of girlfriends that know what to do when I'm upset. Like so few. One of them is like a therapist. But to me, what you have to do with a man when you are upset is like, not when you're upset, but before you are. Just be like, listen, when I'm upset, this is what I want you to say to me. And like, yes, it will be, it's not their genuine words, but you know that they're saying it because they care enough to do what you say and do what it takes to make you feel better. So kind of just like think of like what it is that you want. Just be like, hey, listen, I know you're a guy. I know you're like, not good at comforting me, but like if I'm sad, just be like, I'm sorry, baby. What can I do? Or I'm sorry, baby. What's wrong? But what like just give it to them. They don't know. They're not trained in this.
Yeah, I mean, you're not overreacting because it's like I don't think it's an overreaction.
I'm not saying it's an overreaction, but it's not like, oh, he's an awful guy.
Yeah,
It's just like I mean, maybe he is an awful guy. I don't know. But I think there's plenty of good guys that just don't know how to comfort people.
Yeah. Abby is saying, so now he has an attitude all night and told me to leave him alone, all because dinner wasn't ready
Ugh.
/ on yet.
I think you
Yeah.
should poison his food.
Whoa,
I'm just kidding.
jeez.
Obviously just kidding.
This is the kind of stuff
But
you're gonna get canceled before you get started.
I started.
Let's see.
No, this sounds like algorithm stuff. I mean, this guy sounds terrible.
It's pretty bad, Abby.
It's pretty
honestly.
bad.
Mel said he would bring up something that would bother him. I would change it, then he'd find something else.
He would bring up wait.
He would bring up something that would bother him. I would change it, then he'd find something else.
Is this the same?
Mel.
I'm sorry, baby. You gotta.
Oh.
We've had a lot of names here,
I
and
mean,
I'm sorry, guys.
yeah. Jocelyn, I find it's either the algorithm or they just mimic how their fathers treated their mothers.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely true.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
For sure. The algorithm doesn't help. But yeah, that
Yeah, no.
could be. something.
It's like nature's algorithm.
But I mean, with regards to Mel, I mean, bringing up something that would bother him, she would change, and then he'd find something else to be mad about. Like that sounds ridiculous.
It sounds like there's something more under the surface to me. Um, but I would just sit down and be like, "Hey, listen, I feel like you constantly like have an issue. Like I'm not like if it's bigger than this, tell me because I'm not going to waste my time with someone who's just bringing stuff up for no reason just to like be just to have the upper hand."
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the big thing with you, as far as like how you talk. And I've never had a, girl that was able to articulate in that way of like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, there's something going on here. Let's sit down and talk about the things that are going on here. It was
Right.
always just like a blow up of some sort, you know?
Right. Yeah, no,
So
to
yeah, if you
me,
can get
what
used to
like,
that.
and I've said it a lot of times, I'm sure like anyone who listens to the podcast has heard me say it a lot. Um, Tell them, like, I know something's going on. You might not know it yet, but take the day, think about it, talk to me about it later. Because otherwise, they're just gonna like string along with these feelings, pushing it aside, compartmentalizing it. No,
Hmm.
like, you need to like be like, I'm not dealing with this. This is actually your problem, not mine.
Yeah. Ina said, my ex-husband called me 2 months ago asking if I would take him back. Yeah.
Hold up a second. Was my Ina
Yeah.
husband? He was the husband? You're gonna clarify with me here.
Yeah. I thought it
Which
was
Ina?
boyfriend too. Um,
But if it is, that's crazy.
Abby said, I feel like this is bad. I'm embarrassed. Was it
Do
because of what we
tell.
were talking about, or probably because of the text thing?
Oh,
Um,
potentially.
oh,
Sometimes we
no.
give
Ina
toxic
said, I
advice,
haven't
guys.
seen
I
my
know.
ex-husband in almost 8 years. So I guess it was
Okay.
like a different guy. Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, they always come back.
Always.
Whether it's a couple months or years, they always come. Every single
Oh,
girl
every
that
single.
I've been with has texted me trying to link up.
Oh, well, we're talking about guys coming back.
But
I
that
know
too.
you're
But
different.
but exes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exes.
In
Every single
general.
one of my exes has tried to come crawling back.
And I think it's just there's something in the universe. I don't know.
Well, I mean, people, once you have a connection with someone, it's rare that it's just going to go away forever.
Daniela said his 43 pills didn't work. The ED situation.
43 pills?
43 pills
What
didn't
does that
work.
mean?
About the ED.
No, I know about that, but
I guess
like,
he takes a bunch of pills for it and it doesn't work. That's crazy.
then it might really be psychosomatic.
Yeah,
Have you
there's
tried
actually
therapy?
a book about this, and I can't remember the name, but I will look it up and I'll have her DM you about it. But there
Well,
is
you
a
have to DM
book.
me because I don't know.
Yeah, if you could
DM
DM
me and
her,
then I'll
there
let
is
you
a
know.
book that goes into the psychosomatic problem of ED,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like really widely regarded, but not a lot of people know about it, probably because no one wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting and it's a quick read. Maybe you should give it to him.
Hmm.
Abby said, to be honest, I would probably leave him because of how he's acting, but I literally don't have any friends or family. Wow.
We're your friends, girl. Just message me about it. I've had a lot of girls like I'm like helping them out of their breakups. Um, so honestly, if you need to reach out, like I am here.
Oh, she's okay.
What?
I'm an idiot. So he's 43, not
Chase, I
his
told
40.
guys, can you like I'm gonna start a
We need to.
GoFundMe
Hey,
and
oh man. I mean, same thing. Pills didn't work, but same thing. Definitely
could
message
it be
Kasia
a
and I'll get you the.
testosterone thing? I mean, I don't
It
know.
could
I'm
be.
not like a, hormone specialist, so I can't say for sure. But I do know that,
Yeah.
you know,
Only one said, how do you deal with someone saying they don't want commitment after becoming emotionally attached?
commitment, how, like marriage or just like the whole relationship is what I want to know. But I mean, in general, like just become less available, I feel like.
Yeah, this is our biggest advice to that situation. Like,
Yeah,
if you
just
want
like be like,
someone
okay, fine, bye.
to commit, you should commit less.
Yeah. 100%.
You know, if they're giving you, you know, it should be a 50-50 thing, right? So if you're going like 70%, then you got to dial it back. It
Hmm.
just only makes sense to dial it
Yeah.
back.
I feel
So
like
look
it's
at it
this
that way.
constant, like, intuitive thing. I've always felt this way, like, since I was like 14. It's just like feeling the intuition of like who is like pulling away
Mm.
and then like pulling away, like just this like push pull until you're together.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you can feel it,
Yeah.
especially as a woman, you can feel it,
It's like you're constantly like
like
just
taking the
on the edge.
temperature
Yeah,
of,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
testing the waters as you
Mm-hmm.
go. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Um, let's see. Carrie said, "Thank you, made me feel better. Thanks for this podcast. This is awesome."
You're
All
welcome.
right. Mackie Moon said, "I left because I felt he didn't love me because he didn't stand up to his family when they insulted me. He would also push me away when I hugged him.
Ugh.
He wasn't affectionate or gave compliments anymore." I mean, that sounds
Once
crazy.
again, pull back.
Honestly, if your man doesn't stand up for you, if your family insults you, that's such a crazy thing to me.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Like, you know, you should, you know, she just made a video about this. Like, you should always be on your woman's side,
Mm-hmm.
period.
Just tag him in my video.
Regardless of, you know, who's doing it, especially family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like you would expect to be able to talk to your family in a certain way. Like, you know, like, don't
Yeah.
talk to my wife like that.
It's also just, it's unattractive to her, like dealing
Mhm.
with it. It's just like, you can't stand up to your family. Like,
Yeah.
you're not a man.
It's not right. I mean, like, I know there's some people that it's just like, oh, I can't imagine going no contact with my family,
Mm-hmm.
but I could easily imagine blowing up on my family
Yeah.
if they ever said anything, you know, that I found disrespectful to you.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I would expect you to blow up on my family because you're
Yeah,
at
I'm
this
close
point,
enough with them. If
you're
they
close
said,
enough with
no, I
them.
would just laugh. They rag on me all the time. Like, it's funny. It's too funny for me not to laugh. It's annoying.
My family.
They like fully made fun of, I think I've talked about this before. I won't mention it,
Oh,
but
no one could, like, I've only brought one other girl around to meet my family, and when we left, she cried. She literally cried to me and said that they were being so mean to her, and I was like, what is going on?
yeah.
Because my family just is just like nonstop just ragging on each other, but we're like
It's clearly a
talking
well, it's
at each other too. Like, it's not just like, oh, we're
yeah.
gonna gang up on you or something. Everyone's just making fun of everybody
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
She came into that and she just gave it right back, so
Yeah.
it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, I think there's some people that are like can understand when something is like
Yeah,
on that level,
it
but
wasn't me.
I'm assuming probably what happened with this.
That was, yeah, it was probably a little bit more than that.
Yeah, 100%.
Larissa
like
said, "What are some normal disagreements in a relationship?" Normal disagreements?
You know, I actually thought about this today because I'm like, I feel like we don't have normal arguments. And I'm like, what do people have normal arguments about? Is it just odd you said it? And I honestly couldn't think of something. But it's like, take out the garbage. Yeah, I think like who, like, oh, you're not cleaning up. And my theory on the cleaning, whoever is paying more doesn't have to do as much cleaning.
Wow.
Or
Okay, that's interesting.
the person who is just like wants things to be clean does the cleaning. But if there's a person in the relationship that's just never clean and never is going to do it, it's like you're actually going to make things worse for yourself by expecting them to because they're never going to do it. I've just learned that. I just gave up. I'm just like, you know, and it'll annoy me sometimes. I'll like see things thrown all over the ground and I'm like, well, I'm not working. So I just pick it up. Like there's like a couple things
It annoys
like
you now?
throwing your floss picks
Okay,
at whatever
I don't.
you assume is a pile of returns. Yeah, I have a pile of Amazon returns. Oh, why is there
It's a
a
pile of
toothpick
boxes
on the ground?
open boxes on the ground.
And so when it bounced off and fell on the floor, who was gonna pick that up?
I didn't know you
See?
got annoyed at that. That's cute.
I've told you that. See, this is what I mean. They're never gonna change. Never gonna change. I think that's
Anyway,
a
that's a normal
argument.
disagreement. Ina said, "I volunteer as tribute. I'll help with the podcast." We'll see. I mean, at some
Yeah.
point, it's gonna get like, you know, well, hopefully, if everything keeps going the same way,
Yeah.
We
What do
might need
people
some
do with that? Do you
moderators.
guys know any like live
Yeah,
podcasts?
no,
We
you
know.
could do like a moderator on the TikToks. So I guess maybe like to feed. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
We'll
I was
figure it
like,
off
is he
topic.
really gonna?
We gotta
Like,
strategize together.
sorry.
Sorry. Lexi said, "Why can my boyfriend post our problem on Snap, Facebook, and message, but can't talk to me?"
That is so weird. Oh, is your boyfriend a 13-year-old girl? What? That's a new one. I've never heard anything like that. What was the problem? Or is this like a pattern? Ew. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that is wild. I would never take
I
our
just
problems on social media,
yeah.
let alone even to anyone else. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's rare that it like gets to a point where I even like talk to someone about it if I have a problem because I'm like, I don't know. I almost don't want to like energize it or something. But social media,
That's
that's
wild. That is
strange.
wild.
That is a weird thing to do.
Um,
Tell us more details because that's crazy.
yeah. So, only one about the guy saying they don't want a commitment after becoming emotionally attached.
Mm-hmm.
Said just a relationship. It's hard after becoming so emotionally attached, though.
Yeah, 100%. I think this goes on all the time.
We
Like,
hear. I mean, we've seen so many comments about this.
yeah, no, I think people are really like, I think it happens a lot of times with men because I think the men are like lead women on a bit more. Um, because they like want that. It's like there's this weird power dynamic thing going on where like they just like want, to be
Yeah,
wanted or whatever.
for sure. Yeah. Um, I mean, it's messed up because honestly, I wouldn't let anyone get that emotionally attached to me
Yeah, if you're not,
if I wasn't feeling the same way.
yeah.
That's a it's just a messed up thing to do. I don't
Yeah,
know.
let us know how that went. Did they say, "Hey, like let's be committed," and then pretended, you know, or pretended that they wanted the commitment and then switched around?
By the way, anyone joining in, I'm reading the comments. So if you guys had any questions for Cassia, go ahead and ask.
Or you?
Or me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Abby said, "Girl, I will probably be taking you up on that offer and messaging you."
100%.
Jocelyn said, "What's the healthiest way to bring up a problem? My partner is defensive and shuts down very easily."
I said this recently, but I think you really need to visualize them not being defensive and them like taking it in, like really picture it, like get the feeling of what it will be like for them to like actually listen to you for once and for it not to be an argument and like feel that relief. Like don't go into it with the energy of, oh, they're just gonna be defensive, blah, 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 because like you're just gonna put that into what you say. But like, go into it that way and just like kind of rehearse it in your head, like play it back to yourself and just think like, okay, like how can I say it? And it seems a little ridiculous, it's like annoying, for you to have to be the one that's putting in all this effort. But to me, like sometimes
Someone has to. I mean,
someone has to do it. Women are just usually better at it, unfortunately. So as long as he's doing things to reciprocate in some other way in the relationship, then fine. But yeah, just like really visualize how you want it to go and like what you can say to, and like even if you say like, hey, like this totally isn't an argument right now. Like, I don't want us to be in a bad place. Like,
yeah.
how are you feeling right now that, like, do you think we can, like, talk about stuff and, like, be in a good place? And don't say, like, are you just going to be defensive right now? Like, don't energize that. Just fully talk about, like, things being good, us staying in a good place,
Hmm.
use, like, positive words instead of negative words, I think might be helpful.
No, it's good. I mean, you came to that. I mean, that's kind of what they say, like in corporate training and
Really?
stuff,
Ooh,
it's that same
like
type
a
of vibe,
corporate
like
baddie.
positive reinforcement. And yeah, it is annoying that you have to do that, but
Mm-hmm.
if you want to make it work, then someone's gonna have to do it.
Yeah. And
And
then
if
once
he's
you
not
do that,
capable,
if it works, then like that's just all it is. Because it
yeah.
is really easy to get defensive about stuff and it's easy to say things in a way that you don't mean are but like to be triggering, and you also have to find out like what are things that trigger different people. Like
Yeah.
for my mom, like I answer the if I say what's up when I answer the phone, she gets annoyed. And she's not a crazy person,
She's not. She's actually really
but
sweet.
yeah, like such a sweetheart, like basic, like a social worker, therapist, whatever. But for some reason, like that is triggering to her,
Oh, I gotta
and
do
I
that next
always
time she
forget.
calls me.
I always forget because that's how normal people answer the phone.
Right.
And so yeah, it's just these stupid little things that you have to
Mhm.
like learn about your partner about like what is going to trigger them.
Yeah. Um, what should I do? I want to ask, what's your opinion on a guy who doesn't buy you anything or take you out on fall says?
Does he do anything special for you? What's your age? Is it a financial issue?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been together?
And what exactly do you want him to like buy you? And does he never take you out? Are you asking him to take you out? There's a lot,
Yeah.
there. Um, yeah, right.
I mean, he could be broke, which is fine, but it's like there's things you can do to make things special.
Mm-hmm.
Like
For
make
sure.
things nice, like be like, oh, I'm gonna like light a candle, or I'm gonna like order this food that is your favorite. Like there's things you could do to make someone feel like you're making an effort without spending money.
For sure.
So let me know, is it financial or is it just like complete lack of caring?
Andrea said, how to tell my partner that I don't feel he likes me.
I would not say that. I would not say I feel like you don't. I've talked about this before.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
No. Because
Okay.
to me, if there is like a little something going, because it's natural to like, have feelings fluctuate in a relationship. What I think you need to do, just focus on yourself feeling desirable and feeling good about yourself, and completely ignore that
Oh,
and
you're
just
talking
see if
about
things,
attraction. Okay. I
but
thought
just in
for some
general, like
reason
if
I thought.
like whatever, so that's, they'd be acting affectionate, you
Right,
know.
right. Mm-hmm.
So just try that first. Just try it first and see if any little thing changes. And at the very least, when you do talk to them about it, you'll be in a way better place than coming from like, you know, kind of feeling insecure.
Mm-hmm.
Because people like it's not an attractive, even though if he's the reason you're feeling that way, it's still just not, an attractive quality to bring
Yeah, to
to a
have, yeah,
relationship.
for sure. Lexi about her boyfriend talking on Snapchat and Instagram instead of.
Yes. Please tell me.
I always found it so odd slash annoying. He can't talk in person, only message me, and make it seem like we are constantly fighting when we don't argue a lot in the first place. 4 years in.
4 years.
Um, yeah, that's crazy.
How old are you guys? Is what I need to know.
That's a
Because
good
this sounds
question.
like definite, maybe like, younger behavior.
Yeah, it has to be, right? Because I don't think I know any guy that would post his relationship issues on
Or like that even
social
has
media.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
No, that was weird with Snapchat. It was like a thing when we were like 21 or something,
But
and then
now
it was like
everybody
very
uses it or
uncool, and
something.
now
Yeah.
it's like everyone uses it. So I don't know what's going on with you
I don't
kids
know.
nowadays.
Jasmine said, how do I deal with a monotone BF? I've been told I'm monotone.
Yeah. He goes, if we're at a concert, this is what you'll hear. Woo. That's how he says woo.
I mean, that's how I
It's
feel.
psychotic.
That's how I feel.
It's
If I
psychotic.
felt any better,
Like, is that really, that's just how it comes out? Is it
I
sound
think
like
so.
woo in
So
your
you
head?
think it's psychotic? I don't know how it comes out. I don't know how it sounds.
I don't know. I don't know if that's like a condition you can have to be, no, like to be monotone. I don't know.
I don't know. I've been called monotone a lot, but I don't know. It never bothered me. Does it? I mean,
Does
does
he
he
not show
sound
emotion on his
boring?
face?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
is he boring you or are you afraid that you're boring him?
Is he like blank face monotone? Because that
Yeah,
would be weird.
yeah.
You
I mean
know?
that it might be like a like spectrum type of thing. I know there's like a huge
Really?
spectrum of like little things that can
Oh. Hmm. Is he like that with just you? Is he like that with everybody? I don't know.
yeah.
It's more questions.
We get some interesting
Yeah, right.
situations on here.
Um, Maki Moon says his mother would tell other women my BF was single in front of me. Wow.
Ew.
His father would say he'd take my boyfriend to the club to meet other women. What is your nationality?
What? And what,
Because
like, or is there a nationality? Like, did they not like your nationality that
yeah,
you're, or
because
ethnicity?
I have seen this in brown people for sure.
I've seen it with Greek.
Yeah, where they like don't like a girl that their son has picked, so
Hmm.
they're just blatantly disrespectful and saying like, "Oh, you like her."
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen this a lot. So, what is your culture? That's very interesting. Um, Ina said, I forgot to tell you, I got my apartment. First step of getting my life back after a narcissist. That's awesome.
Amazing.
She's been telling me about your journey here.
I think everyone on all the like thousands of listeners have been like along for your journey, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, that's amazing. I'm glad. Let me know what's going on with the getting your money back from this guy.
Only one said, being a woman is hard. Having to be so protective while trying to open up emotionally to be known. What do you think about that?
Repeat that for me.
Being a woman is hard, she said. Having to
Yes.
be so protective while trying to open up emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, being a woman is crazy. I just feel like we're so,
Crazy.
oh, hilarious.
I
Yeah,
shouldn't
this is
say
what we
that
deal
on. I
with.
shouldn't. Go on.
No, it's just like you're expected to be a man and be a woman, and then you have men telling you how you shouldn't be, and then women also like coming at you, and then women aren't always like, loyal to you. Like, they'll try and take your man. And I'm not saying like being a man is easy, I don't know what it's like, but then you also have to date and realize that there's been, what was it? It's like 40,000 like femicides a year or something
That's crazy.
committed by family or partner.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here. You're gonna go date and worry if this person is like gonna like,
Serial killer.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think saying that
We're trying not to get
yeah.
banned on here, guys. So if we
Yeah,
sound
just like the first.
PC,
Yeah, we're keeping it PC.
we're not just like being like
It is
modest.
hard. I mean, I feel like being a woman is way harder than being a man, for sure.
You think so?
I From what I
As a
see, for
woman,
sure.
you
Huh?
feel
As a woman, I feel that way. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're a pretty ugly woman, so life must be hard for you.
I'm divorcing. Victoria said it's empathy. It's empathy, something you can't teach. Is empathy something you can't teach a 25-year-old man? He's moldable and willing, but is it something
Multiple.
you can you can learn, or if you don't have it, you just don't have it? I think it
We
could be
talked
learned.
about this too. Yeah.
I think it
So
could be learned.
as a woman in a marriage with a man lacking general empathy, and when I say lacking, like I'm extremely empathetic. Like I like my entire soul like crushes when I look at like someone who has like less or whatever, like,
I
and
feel
I have
bad
to like
too.
talk,
I'm not,
and you know what,
yeah,
you're right,
I'm
you
not a
are empathetic, you're
psycho. Yeah.
vegan, for the animals, so you're
But
empathetic.
also with people,
Yes, you are, but there's certain things
for sure.
that you had to learn.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
what has your journey been?
Well, here's
What
the thing
advice
about it,
can you
right?
give her about
Like,
learning empathy?
one thing, all right, for me, the big
Mhm.
thing between us was me and her have been tied at the hip. Like, literally, we have not spent more than I think a day or two
Yeah.
apart since we got together.
So
Like,
it's like
5,
6 years.
yeah, 6 years. So it was easy for me to like see her as just like, oh, this is my partner, and it's just like kind of like an extension of me. So that was where I was like lacking in empathy with her, because I was like, oh, anything that I could deal with, she could deal with, and I wasn't seeing her side of things, because that's
Right,
what
but
empathy
when
is.
I change your earring, you basically cry.
What the hell? What does that have to do with anything?
It's just interesting that you think you're so tough and anything you could deal with, I could deal with.
I meant, just general stuff that we go through with life, whatever it
Mhm.
was. But so that's something that I had to learn, and it wasn't like I started with no empathy towards anything, but there's definitely a lapse in that situation where you have to think and really put yourself in other people's shoes. So I do think it could be learned,
Yeah.
for sure. I don't think that you just have to stay a certain way.
Yeah, like they just have to like it's something that happens automatically, like unless they're a sociopath. Like for someone who's empathetic, you automatically get the feeling of whatever someone else is feeling. But I think to learn it, it's just like you, because you said this to me, that you have to like really think about it. Like, what would I feel like in this position? Not from me, but if I was you, type of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, sit there with it, think about it
Yeah.
until you get the emotion.
Carissa, I just saw my question has been skipped. I apologize for that. Can you just ask it again? Because I can't.
Sorry, he's like
Yeah, I have to.
pinching
That's a
and
whole thing.
zooming. TikTok
Um,
doesn't make it easy, or
they
YouTube also.
they really don't make it easy.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be like looking directly at the camera and just
Mm-hmm.
like reading as you go or whatever.
They weren't ready for
Or
us.
yeah, we're too cool for that. But yeah, empathy is definitely something that you could teach
Yeah,
someone.
as long as they're willing, yes.
Oh, Maki Moon said we're all Puerto Rican. The one
You know more
the
about
culture.
that than I do.
I know about Puerto Ricans more. Yeah, I mean,
Females,
I dated Puerto Ricans, but it's, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're just like just not a good family. I mean, that just sounds crazy to me.
Yeah, that's awful.
That is awful. Yeah.
And I don't remember. Were they married? Are you guys
I
married?
think, yeah. What was it? Did you leave him? You might have left him. Jasmine says he doesn't show emotions on his face, but I know he cares because I've seen him cry.
Aw.
I just think I have to tone down around him.
You have to tone down.
Around him. Yeah.
Tell me what you mean by tone down. But yeah, if you've seen the man cry, then there's something behind the eyes there.
Yeah. Lexi about the social media situation.
This
We're
is juicy stuff for me.
we're both 24. We've known each other since middle school, but he only had his close guy friends on his social media. He only has his close guy friends on his social media, obviously because I'm psychotic.
Oh, and she doesn't want him to have other people.
Right.
You're not psychotic. You're not. Uh, I don't know. It's still so weird. I mean, 24 is really young. That's literally 10 years younger than us. Which like I hear 24 and I'm like, oh, it's not that young. But then when I'm like, oh wait, 10
Yeah.
years, okay. And especially because you've known each other since middle school, like that I think pulls in like
That's a
it like really
difference
stunts
for
your
sure.
growth when you're with someone that reminds you of back then. Like I can't imagine if I was like still in a relationship with someone that I was with from high school, like it would just trigger me so much to act whatever age I was when I met them.
Right.
But have you told him that this is like ridiculously immature?
Yeah. Have you actually talked to him about it?
I mean, it's like fine to talk to your friends about stuff, but like
But
you're putting
then
the
not
relationship
talking
on
to her
blast
about it
and
is
not
crazy.
talking to you. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't like it.
She also sent a rose. Thank you,
Thank
Lexi.
you.
My husband is an addict, and he's always accusing me of cheating. At this point, I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm going crazy.
That is rough.
Yeah, that's very.
I have
That's very
dated a couple of addicts before, and I actually like refused to be in a committed relationship because I just couldn't. It's just too emotional to bear. To like be with some. I would say like once you get this under control, then we can be together. And one of them ended up passing away before that ever happened. And I felt some guilt about not being with him, but I knew like you can't save anybody. Like you just can't. Like it's a personal issue that's going on.
She's all accusing her of cheating all the time.
Yeah. So like, I mean, it's just gonna like addiction, no matter what it is actually gonna like mess up your dopamine levels and cause anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone's like anxious, like they're gonna be looking at whatever like
Like
they're
paranoid
yeah,
almost.
they're
Yeah.
gonna be paranoid.
Yeah. No, it is a very rough situation. I mean, it's,
Are they going to,
yeah,
are
they're
they
trying to
getting
figure
help?
it out. Are you talking to him about it? There's a lot. That is a
Yeah,
lot.
it's rough.
Sorry you're going through that.
And there's so many people addicted to so many things, and it makes sense. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Jocelyn said, how do you get them to see your side of things? My boyfriend always tries to convince me out of my feelings.
Ugh.
Also, Carissa, if you could post your question again, I still don't feel bad about that.
Um, how do you, okay. For one, it's kind of like what I was saying about like being on your girl's side. Like, I'd say ask him, like, what is your intention here? Because my intention is for you to connect with me, and having you understand where I'm coming from is all I need.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't need you to solve any of my problems. I don't need you to convince me of anything. The only thing I want from you is to hear me. Like
Yeah.
that's what people need, is to feel heard. So just ask him like what is your intention?
Yeah. Yeah. It's good advice.
Thank you.
Maki Moon said he was my boyfriend of 3 years, but we knew each other since middle school. We're both 30. I left him last week. Good.
Good, yeah.
Good. Good. That's a. I mean, you know, it's messed up. Only one said, how much of a red flag is it if your partner doesn't cry? I don't think that's a red flag.
It, I prefer to have like seen someone cry.
Yeah.
Like
Tell me about it.
I like almost like made him cry one time in the beginning just to like see if there was anything there, because I just feel like I don't know, like I need to see depth of emotion.
It's
I think I'm a little nuts for that. Maybe like that's just
for
a
sure.
totally a personal thing for me. Like that's what I need. I've always like my first relationship was very like, you know, like deep, extreme. People are not all like that
People are not like
at
that.
all.
And there's some, like, in my situation, like, I didn't even cry when my dad passed away when I was 13 because I was the oldest of 5 kids. And in my mind, I was like, I can't just be crying. I
Yeah.
had to, like, help out my mom. And so, like, throughout my entire life, I literally never cried about anything.
Yeah.
So, you know, you wouldn't look at that and say it's a red flag. It's just something that,
Yeah, it was like,
you
you
know,
know, a coping mechanism from back then that you got
yeah,
used to. But I mean, I dug it out of him. I was just like, you need to show me some, like, tell me the worst thing, like, get into the emotions. Made him
yeah.
do it.
She nagged me enough that I cried.
He was like, I can't take it anymore. No. But I get that. I wouldn't say it's a red flag,
Yeah.
but I get you.
Lexi said, I asked him to stop posting that stuff. You know it's between us and no one else, and he's been getting better, but he has his occasions when he does randomly.
But it's just like, and you see it, and it's just like, what is he addicted to doing this? I don't get it. Have you asked him why he does this? Like, is he getting like?
But I mean, he's posting to his close friends, I guess. So
Yeah, but it's just
kind of
like, is he just like posting? Does he post other stuff? Like, is he just constantly on there posting?
yeah,
I have a thing about guys doing this. I don't know. I'm not
posting
there for
anything.
it. Just like constantly posting. It's just
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Jasmine said, curious on your thoughts. My ex went to his sister's, his sister, one of them, who loved drama, and then would come to me with his sister's problem, or with problems. Okay. So her ex would go to his sister's,
Her ex go to his sisters.
who loved drama,
Oh, his own
and then
sisters.
yeah, and then
Okay.
would come back with problems to her. Like,
So this is a separate thing.
yeah.
Completely. That's weird to me also. I don't
Yeah.
know, the gossipy boy.
The gossipy boy, yeah, for sure. I mean, also, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm such a big believer in, like, if you have you should be able to talk to people, but it's like,
Yeah, he's like
oh
extreme
my
about
God,
this.
I'm
Like
so
he's like
extreme about. I
so
do not.
private about.
I don't say a thing to anyone about my
Yeah.
relationship. I don't say a thing if we're going through anything. It doesn't matter. I don't. That's like completely between us, and I totally understand that women need to,
And even men, no,
talk,
I
and even
think
men, I
that
guess,
men
yeah.
should like, but not if you're complain. I don't like
Yeah.
the like complain to your boys about your girl type of thing.
Yeah.
Because you're opening it up for them to be like, yo, just like come out with me, bro.
And they always ask, they always ask me, and I'm just like, oh no, it's all good,
Yeah.
even if it's not.
I
just
talk to
like,
his friends about our relationship.
yeah, I just don't feel like volunteering that information. I always thought it was
But yeah, I think
weird
it's
because it's
fine.
between you two.
But you know, maybe because he does have sisters. Is he younger? Is he younger than them?
Well, it's an ex, so
Yeah, okay.
Um, well, the she doesn't have a name here, but the one that her husband is an addict and is accusing him of cheating. Um, she said, I've talked to him and it got to a point where he kicked me out with our kids.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
The husband who's an addict who's accusing her of cheating. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait, so did you? No, I'm
Did
kidding.
what?
No, I'm saying, did you cheat? Like, what? Like,
Oh, come on.
maybe. Okay. I have a theory, potential theory here. I think that addicts have a very hard time accepting, for one, any negative emotion, um, including guilt and shame. That's like really hard for addicts. So instead of him feeling shame about the addiction, it's possible that he wanted to like turn things around on you before you maybe left him, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is just such a,
I mean, that's so
if
rough.
you weren't
But to
taught,
me,
like,
the
if,
issue is the addiction. Like that's already just
yeah,
not something that I think a relationship can handle. I think someone needs to like get so in
yeah,
depth, like into healing themselves in order to be in a relationship, because like it is a completely
yeah,
egotistical state to be in. Not egotistic, like narcissistic, but like not in a negative way. It's just like, how can you think about another person when you have these feelings?
for sure, yeah. But I think, like, it's messed up. And in this situation, if you said, "Oh, this is my boyfriend," we would just be like, leave, right? But then you have the kids and you have the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I mean, if he doesn't change, you have to really think about your life and, you know, potentially start if looking for
Yeah, just a
a
new
potential way out. Yeah,
life.
for sure.
Yeah, that's rough, but I think people need to like really deal with that kind of not on their own, like you are not there for them, but just like that needs to be the focus. Like you can't have like a relationship problem and an addiction problem.
Yeah, definitely. Um, well, Victoria said, "What if he posts their problems so other women can start to think he's about to be available?" Talking to
Ew,
Lexi.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Chris
mean, yeah,
said,
she said it's only the guy friends, but still.
yeah. Chris said, "How the hell do you reignite the passion in your relationship after having a baby 9 months ago?"
Well, that's still a really short time for
For
like
like recovery.
recovering, like for a woman. Um, did a man or a woman say this?
It's Chris, but I don't see the picture, unfortunately.
Well, if it
But I think it's
Chris with a C and a
with a
C.
K.
Oh, that might be like Chris, like a
I
girl.
think I think it's a woman. Yeah.
Um, if you were a woman saying this, I have not had a child. However, um, I would think that it's just like do not put any pressure on yourself. Like just completely take it away and be like, I don't care if it's a year. Like this was such an extreme thing.
Yeah.
Um,
And you're dealing with a baby right now.
yeah, and you're dealing with a baby. Like,
Yeah, I don't think that you should be. I mean, don't get me wrong, you don't want to like completely put it out.
I would say, yeah, just
Because there is a whole thing where like, there's people have kids and they never
yeah.
get back into it, so don't let that happen to
I
you.
would
But
say
definitely take the pressure off.
like a really good way to like break whatever habits have been going on is like, for one, maybe like do a little makeover for yourself, one thing, and then like have a little getaway. Like if you can have someone like watch the children, and then I just think vacations are such a good way to,
Break things up.
yeah, to
Even
like,
if it's not like a far off vacation, like
yeah,
it
just
doesn't have
like
to be like an
literally,
island
even
or
if it's like a
something.
hotel near where you live,
Yeah,
and you
big time.
guys just like act like nothing is like,
Else matters. Yeah.
because like, okay, I think one of the issues with having a child likely is that it's like the least sexual thing to be like sharing. You know, it's just
Yeah,
like you're looking at that person like you have a newborn, like you're gonna remind each other of a baby.
I
That's
guess. Yeah.
not like wildly sexual to me.
We haven't had experience in this,
Yeah,
but
we don't know.
just assuming
Um,
here.
but yeah, if you guys can just like have something else to like focus on together, like yeah, literally just like a little getaway
Hmm.
and just like forget it all.
For sure.
Like
Yeah.
get it all out of your head. If that, I'm assuming that's like one of the reasons that, you know, the romance has dipped to bed.
Yeah. Um, Piggy's our green said, how do you keep dating each other in a long-term relationship? I mean,
Okay, I mentioned this another time.
we're in a
I think,
long-term relationship. How
yeah.
do we keep dating each other?
I mean, we we date.
We
I
date.
think one of the good things is like we have space enough in the apartment to like get ready like separately.
You think that's a big thing? I
Yeah,
mean,
I think
it's
if you're
not
like
like,
going out together, it's like it's okay. But my point was is that a little trick that I think people could try is like meeting up somewhere, like not getting ready together and like meeting up at the place to like feel like have that little because you're gonna like it's gonna be so dumb, but you'll be waiting for them like as if you're waiting for a date, and it'll just be like this is so dumb, like this is my partner, like we live together, but it'll just make you feel that way.
yeah,
Um,
that's a nice little trick.
yeah, but also just like I know it's annoying, but just trying to look good when you're like around the house and trying not to talk about things that are too like, about the garbage or something like that.
What, when you're going out?
No, 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 no. Oh, well, yeah, when you're out. But when you're, just around the house, like just think like always to me, just look at them, be like, how would I look at this person if I just met them on the street? How would someone else look at this person? Like to me, that's like a constant like thing that I've always done in relationships. Like I just always see the person as if they're not my person because they're not. Like no one owns each other. I feel like that's just like the way you have to
Go about it,
go
yeah.
about being in a relationship. It's like at any point we could be not together. Like
Yeah,
marriage, anything doesn't matter.
for sure,
This
yeah.
is another person at the end of the day. How would I feel if I just met them?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. I mean, and also actually just go on
And
dates.
if you don't want to say that to them for to do it to you, then just like do everything completely differently than you usually would just to like shock them, because especially I was like reading this thing and men are like really simple in that way, like they can be tricked out of thinking that this is the same partner by just like really little things like change your perfume, wear something different, do your hair differently. It
Yeah,
just like kind of shocks them out of the usual.
for sure, yeah. And like the dates don't have to be so crazy. Like sometimes we'll just literally step out of the house, have one drink, and come back home.
Yeah, just to
You
like
know?
have a reason to get dressed up.
Exactly. Um, Tuani said, just to tell you that you're amazing and your content is making me so good. Thank you so much.
Aw, thank you. We love to hear it.
Um, Blue Dreams said, I've been feeling very insecure lately. I guess answering the question on TikTok, yeah.
Yeah, I think like to me, my
Number one.
what?
Go ahead.
I wasn't gonna say my number one, like sure, my number one thing, what? Like to watch some YouTube videos on like how to like do yourself up differently. Like when I'm feeling like whatever, I'll just like research makeup and just be like do like trials like on my face and like just make myself look different and like really like look at myself and like do different outfits, whatever it is. And that's silly. But the
Yeah.
other thing is like what like the hugest thing I noticed when I was like 12 years old. I was looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I hate my nose, I hate this and that. And I'm like, oh, I am making myself not confident.
Right.
Like, and that day I refused to like continue talking to myself like that. And I was always just really aware of like the self-talk. And now it's like it doesn't matter. I can look at myself in the mirror and think like, oh my God, I look so ugly right now, but I'll still be like, it doesn't matter. Like everyone looks ugly before they do themselves. Like literally everyone's hideous. Like that's the kind of,
Inner dialogue.
yeah. I'll never let myself think like, oh, you're just ugly. Like I can't even say it. I can't do it.
Yeah,
And when it'll be hard at first, but you'll get used to it.
for sure. Skylar said, my boyfriend knew I wanted to be monogamous when we got together. We are 4 years out and he keeps bringing the idea of an open relationship. I think it's linked to our constant fighting. What do I do? I mean, I'm not surprised that it's linked to your constant fighting because he's just springing something on you that should have been talked about a long time ago.
Yeah.
Um, And I'm guessing you're not
on
into that
board.
idea at all.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's not fair of him to have like agreed to a monogamous relationship if he didn't actually want to be in one.
Yeah.
I get feeling like, I mean, if it's just not so, and also what does he mean by open? Like, what is the open? Does he mean like you separately going out, dating other people? We talked about this a little bit last time, like the different types of relationships people have. But yeah, give me more details.
Yeah, that is it's a terrible thing.
It's not a terrible thing. It's just, it's a
I honestly do think
difference
it's just like the stupidest thing that you could do,
to not be
to
honest
not be honest in the
in the
beginning,
beginning. Yeah.
because it's you're springing something up out of
Yeah, you can't do that
nowhere.
after 4 years.
That's
We've
crazy.
seen it happen with some
We have
couples,
we have seen it
and it
happen,
like kind
and
of blew
it
up in their
never
face a little bit.
goes well
Sometimes a
because
little bit.
I
Depends which one of them you ask.
I don't think it goes well. I think it's always,
You don't want to say that it might if you decided you wanted to do it, but it seems like
yeah, you would have to like really be on board with it. If you're not on board with it and you're trying, but I'm saying it's stupid to like try to get into a monogamous relationship and then turn it into something else
Yeah.
towards the end. I
But
think
what I
that's
will
silly.
say is don't do anything you really want to do because it will really start to eat you up inside.
Big time.
And
And you're gonna eventually leave and you're going to
waste that time.
waste that time. Like yeah, you gotta just have that in your mind.
Yeah.
Only one said, what if you only realize your partner is an addict while pregnant?
That is so rough.
That is terrible, yeah.
Oh my God. What is the addiction? If you don't mind sharing that. Because that can like, change things a little bit, but
Yeah.
that's so rough.
My boyfriend is obsessed with everything being 50-50, gifts, acts of service, etc. I've tried to talk to him about it, but he doesn't understand that it makes things feel conditional. Any
That's really
advice?
odd. I don't really like, to me that's not my thing. I was in a relationship in high school where like I felt like things were like really reciprocal. Like it would be like sometimes I would buy something, sometimes he like it did feel really 50-50 and I was like okay with that at the time. But then I don't know, like as I got older, I just didn't want that anymore. But I think it's totally it's up to, because some women don't want at all to be taken care of. Like they don't want to feel like they owe anybody anything. But yeah, being so like straight, like what does he do? Like keep tabs?
Yeah, does he like always like
Because that's
never
just like
buys you
that's
dinner or
not
something like
romantic.
that?
Like
Yeah,
just say to him like, listen, I understand being reciprocal, but like this is kind of like taking away from the romance because now I feel like we're in a business relationship.
definitely. Soraya said, is it toxic to be uncomfortable with your boyfriend having a girlfriend he hangs around with one-on-one a lot?
Ugh. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
no,
I would
that's
never tell.
yeah, she would never
Like I
tolerate that.
would never.
She would not. Well, hold on, Jody. Wait, Lexi sent 10 roses.
Aw, thank you.
I still don't know what it means. And Jody sent a rose, but thank you. Appreciate it,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
If we make money out of this, it's all charity.
Yeah.
Um,
We're already preemptively getting.
yeah, you would never, you
I
would
would
never
not
do
tolerate
that.
that. Oh my God.
I think that's,
if she's so much of a friend,
then you should be
why
able to
you
hang
should be
out
able to hang
too.
out. Come
Yeah.
on.
The
I don't
one-on-one
like
thing
it.
is
And
weird.
maybe the three of us are
Yeah,
toxic.
yeah, maybe we're toxic. But honestly, like, whatever, like call it whatever you want. There's just certain things that there's certain lines that you don't want crossed, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, some people are like fine with things like that. Like, okay, I will say, like, I have friends from high school that like their girlfriends would never have to worry if we hung out.
Right.
And like you probably would literally never care. It's just like we're always together, so like why would I just like specifically go hang out with them alone?
I know. And honestly, I've never had, well, I don't say this, but
Well, yeah, because you've never had a friend that's a girl that didn't want to sleep with you.
it always comes down to it somehow. It always happens somehow. And even
Yeah.
like, it's not even like a thing that I want, but it's the closeness does create attraction, right? Like
If
you
yeah.
you stay close with someone to that degree. If you're not like, I don't even know. I'm not the person to talk about this, but I get it.
I get it, girl.
I get
don't know. It's just like, to me, why can't you be there?
Yeah,
I don't know.
big time. Blue Dream about the about what you said about insecurity. She said, "I'm crying right now, but I really appreciate your content. I've been
Oh,
struggling
I was like, I don't know if this
right
is
now,
like
and your
crying,
page is really
laughing.
motivating." No, crying isn't. Thank you.
Aw,
That's why she does it.
that's why I do it.
That's why she does it.
I've had the amount of women that have reached out to me and said like, this is getting me through my divorce, or I broke up with my like person because of this, or
Divorced too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, like crazy. Like even I have friends who have reached out to me that have left their partners because of my videos. Like,
Hmm.
I don't care how many like angry boys want to get mad at me for speaking the truth. Doing it for the ladies. And a lot of guys have learned from it too, so that's good also.
Oh, sorry, Kari. I just saw your question.
Are you about to start
What's your
relationship?
guys? She pointed out. What's your guys' opinion on posting your SO on social media if one doesn't post the other?
Okay. So I feel like there's a fine line. Like, to me, I'm very like jinxy, so I don't like to post stuff. It's probably like we've been married for 4 years, we've been together for 6 years.
Yeah.
I just started posting you like
Right.
recently because
I mean, I've never posted you. I don't think so.
you repost my stories, but you
Oh,
don't post
okay.
anything.
I
His
don't
picture,
post.
like I
Yeah.
made his Instagram just so he would have one because of like his book and stuff,
Yeah.
but
My
he
Instagram
doesn't
is
like
old.
use
Yeah.
it. It because then there's the people who like overpost. It's just, I don't think it's a big deal if people don't post their significant other if they're not one of those people who's just like liking girls' pictures and like, it's like if you could tell they're trying to seem single, ew.
I mean, also, yeah, if they're posting constantly all the time, and for some reason you're the one that's not getting posted, that's a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's not out there just like posting every single day with her friends, and then I'm just never in her pictures or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
She'll like post once in a while
Yeah, not like
and
tag him,
reels. Yeah.
like stuff like that.
So yeah, I mean, it's I think it's
It
what's the answer
depends.
to
It
this? It
really, it
depends. Yeah.
depends on what kind of activity they're doing on there.
Yeah. Vanessa from YouTube said, "I love you, Kasia. You have helped me in my healing journey. So glad I found you on TikTok."
Aw, thank you, babe. Oh, and also, guys, I just put a pre-order link for my next book, which is much more like generally helpful for well-being. Um, I just like fixed
It's not
the
coming out
website
until
a little
next
bit.
year.
Yeah, I'm not like I have it written, but I need his advice on like making it palatable for the
Making
masses.
it good. It's terrible
Yeah,
right now.
shut up. Um, but that'll be on the there'll be links and stuff for that soon, just like letting you know. I have
Yeah.
more advice than just relationship stuff. This is just,
Um,
small bit.
Victoria said, "What is his book called?" It's called
Modern
Modern
Buddhism.
Buddhism. If you type in Buddhism on Amazon, it's like number 6.
And he can't stop talking about it.
I mean, it's pretty crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number 6.
I know.
It's not that I can't stop talking about it. I think it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Gotta patronize your men. I'm just kidding. I
Someone
am
clip that.
just kidding.
I'm always thinking, I'm always thinking my BF is always doing something bad slash cheating. How do I stop thinking that way?
I
I,
mean, it's realized that it's so easy to think that way. Like, my brain has always been like, well, why would they not? Why would they not be cheating? Why would they not be doing whatever is best for them? Like, they're a person in their own world. Like,
that's what you're thinking?
oh, no, no, it's just like those are like the, what do they call it? The whatever thoughts, whatever, the annoying thoughts that pop in. Um, I get it, but you just have to be like, I need to protect my own sanity. Like, if something does happen, it does happen. If I don't have a reason to feel this way, then there's no reason to feel this way.
Hmm.
And I just can't live my life like this. Um, but then if there is a reason that you're feeling that way, then explore, okay, is this my intuition? And I shouldn't be with this person. So there's a fine line. It's not easy. Relationships are just not easy.
Yeah, but also from the men's side of the situation, because I've only ever heard this from guys who are always thinking this about their girls. Like, the more you think about it, the more you act in a certain way that pushes people
Yes,
away.
yes, 100%.
And it could be subconscious. You might not be like telling them that,
Mm-hmm.
but I've seen plenty of girls, like I've seen plenty of guys ruin their relationships and push their girls away and also push their girls to sometimes cheat
Mm-hmm.
by being like accusing them all the time.
And you would say that they would basically act like, okay, no, he had a good theory about this. It's like if you treat your partner like they're cheating,
Hmm.
then they're likely to just cheat because they're being treated like they're cheating anyway.
Yeah, if someone is in your ear constantly just saying, "Oh, you went out here, I guess you were cheating on me, I guess you were cheating on me,"
I'm writing this
even if they
down.
don't like, even if it's not true, then you're just gonna look at it like, oh, he's thinking I'm cheating anyway. I'm going through this anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's some kind of opportunity or they like someone, they're gonna be like, all right, it doesn't matter. Like, not that it's correct to do that, not that it's right to do that, but you know, and it might be coming out subconsciously. Sometimes it comes out directly, but you can't like if you don't actually have a reason to think that way, then you shouldn't be empowering that thought.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Oh, Skylar about the open relationship guy.
Okay.
He said he only realized this recently about himself, but I'm completely opposed.
He only realized every reason. Okay.
That he wants to be in an open relationship.
Oh, okay. I mean, here's the thing. Oh, well, you said you're completely opposed.
Yeah.
So it's like
Period.
either way. No, because I'm
that
thinking
matters.
like, okay, if you tried it, then either way, he's not going to be. You're either going to break up or you're going to try it.
She's completely opposed.
Yeah.
That's all that it is. You can't switch your mind out of it.
I really wouldn't keep it going with this person if you're opposed because, and also I want to know what he means by open. If he means like bringing someone into it for you together, or because that is an easier switch for you to do things together than for you both to be going off on your own, because then it's like not behind your back, but you might not be able
Hold on,
to
she just added something to this that I just saw,
okay.
which makes me question. She said, "What do I do, guys?" He says, "All men think like this. It makes me feel like I'm not enough." Look at his YouTube algorithm, please.
Yeah.
Like, this is another giant,
What,
massive, misogynistic rhetoric that's being pushed, and they specifically tell men to say those exact words to their women.
Serious?
You don't understand. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's like I'm telling you, you gotta figure out what these people are listening to. He just realized.
Just started watching these guys on YouTube.
I would not be surprised even a little bit.
Yeah, look at his YouTube.
Yeah.
Or ask him like, where is he getting this from? Be like, are you getting this from YouTube? He'll probably be defensive about that though.
Nia said, "How do you manage a marriage separation? It's been about a month and I'm just having a hard time."
I mean, that is so hard. Are you like trial separation or are you just like full on?
Yeah. Are you about to divorce? Like,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, said it before, I'll say it again. Meditation. It just like makes you okay. The thing with meditation, and I think there's probably some stuff in your book about. I'm not sure, but
About separation. Yeah.
no, about like, meditation stuff. But I mean,
There's a lot.
and we can talk if you guys want. We can like talk more about. Let us know if you want us to like
Go
talk
into
any more about
detail
meditation.
about that.
Also, if you watch some of our, like, watch 2 podcasts ago, is it like labeled anything? Is it called anything?
I can't. Not off the top of my head.
We went pretty deep
on the
into
meditation.
But the thing is it just like breaks you out of your entire life. Like whatever's going on in your life is just part of your thought process. So if you're able to just step out of that temporarily, it makes you realize that like the condition for being happy has nothing to do with your life and your situation.
Yeah.
It's just the only way to get past it. I mean, also like dating someone else.
Dating someone else.
Dating someone else or meditate, either one. Much healthier is meditation.
Someone said my boyfriend prioritizes football more than me.
I thought he was going to say
Opinions?
foot massages or I mean, I've dated football guys before. Do you hate it? Do you hate football? Um,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
just
a
be
sports
like,
guy.
take me to a football game. Bring me there. Because they're kind of expensive, but they're fun. And you can drink and
There you go.
just
That's
like,
an interesting
I'd be like,
compromise.
oh my God. No, this is what you should do.
But
Like, oh my
honestly,
God, that guy's arms are so big. He'll be like, I'm not watching this. I
but yeah,
mean,
the
given,
prioritizing is a little much. I know people are just like rabid about this stuff,
mm-hmm.
and honestly, it comes from this like weird psychological weakness that men have.
Don't say that.
No, all right, but it is. It's so weird. It's like men that. Okay, this is gonna sound messed up,
Yes,
but
you
it's
could
like.
say this in a nicer way.
All right, well, just think. Imagine I'm saying this in a nicer way.
Don't say this to your man. Be like, you're weak.
Um, so it's like you'll hear like people talk about sports, like you'll hear men talk about sports, and they'll just be like,
We
"Oh yeah,
won.
we won. We did this. Oh, we did this last year. We
Oh, it's
won
so
last year."
cringe.
And it's this psychological need. I forgot what the book was. It's one of my favorite books. Oh, it's called The Psychology of Persuasion. And they studied this, and it's basically like they live through that. They achieve things in their life through identifying with sports teams and sports. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why they'll never be like, oh, the Patriots won. They'll just be like,
Yeah.
no, we won last year.
Yeah.
You
Tell us
you
if is
lost.
he a we won guy?
Yeah. Or if they're talking, it'll be like I won or whatever. It's just like it's always the I we. It's never like this team, that team. So
Yeah.
there, it's like very, very deeply ingrained in their psychology. So I would also look at that and maybe not get too offended by it. You
Maybe
know,
be
maybe a little.
turned
You
off
know,
by it, but I'm just kidding.
um,
But also, like, maybe have your own thing. Like, if everything else is good, then just be like, whatever, I'm gonna get my own thing.
yeah. So we're gonna get into a few more questions here, but we'll
Yeah.
probably
I
stop at
could
like
go
2 hours when we could go for a long time.
we could go longer, but the problem is people are gonna have to listen to this on Spotify, guys. We got thousands of people listening, like, oh, please stop talking.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I
it's
hope
been
you continue.
getting, people like this on Spotify. We're getting a
Yeah.
lot of listeners. Um, let's see. Oh wait, no, I already answered that one. How do you know how to think like a man? My emotions always in the way.
Okay. Men are not like okay. Men have separate areas for emotion. Like they can compartmentalize like logic, emotion. Women have emotion like all over the brain, all over their brain, like in all many different areas. And I made a video about this actually.
Yeah.
So it's harder for women to think about something and separate the emotion from it. But it's like, for one, you don't really have to, but to a degree, yes, you should. But don't think of it as you thinking like a man because they do it in a really bad way because they're just like putting away the emotion and then making a logical decision. And it usually ends up being wrong because they're not making a full formed decision. And it ends
Hmm.
up turning out, bad for them in the long run because they get slapped with the emotion at some point
Yeah.
when it's like, when they're triggered to have to feel the emotion, then it blows up. That's why women, yeah, we're like, think about things more emotionally, but we're not like blowing up when we say something. We just say it with the normal amount of emotion.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Um, but I do, once again, think meditation really helps with that. Like
Not allow your emotions to get in the
to
way.
just like be able to step outside of the situation.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Anna said, "What if he gets mad because he says that I don't care about what other people say about me?"
He gets mad because you don't care what other people say, and just be
That's what she
like, why
said.
do you care?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
weird.
That is weird.
I mean, unless they're saying like, stop killing people. I'm sorry.
Jeez. Jody May said, not to laugh at your problem, but that is weird for sure.
Yeah.
A
Why should
wo-
you care what people think?
Jody said, a woman's intuition is never wrong.
Mm.
Well,
Oh my
for
God.
myself, mine has never been wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Or am I speaking that into existence? You're not wrong.
No, I
You're not wrong.
so get that. I've had the most outrageous Oh, it's just crazy. It'll just be like I'll never ask for the phone, and then one day out of nowhere, I'll be like, "Give me your phone," and I'll be like, "Oh, I found something." Or like I remember in the past, I decided to like it wasn't with you. I decided to
I
like
assume so.
zoom in on this picture, and then because I want to look at this purse in the background of a picture, and I see my man in the background of this girl's picture at a bar he said he never went to. I'm trying to think what else. Just such little weird things that
Hmm.
it's just never wrong. And yeah, so many girls. I like. There's. I'm gonna have a video about this soon because it's recorded, but it's not edited. But so many girls have said to me that they just like had a dream
Yeah, and
and woke up.
scientifically it makes a lot of sense too. So
Yeah, I
it's
feel
not
like if
just
I
something
say it,
you're
I've said it so
thinking.
many times, but women have a larger corpus callosum, which is the bridge between the two hemispheres of the brain.
Yeah,
So it makes you process like the intuitive side and the logical side faster than a man.
for sure.
So technically, yeah, we have better intuition, but I think it's way more than that. I think it's some like witchy stuff.
Victoria said just bought the book. I assume she means mine. So
Aw,
that thank you. So that Kasia can hire an assistant for the questions. Said JK, love you
thank you.
guys. Um, oh, Skylar said, yeah, he started listening to this open relationship podcast recently and said he wants to be a free spirit and open to other experiences. Yeah, I'm telling you, this is
Yeah.
the dumb stuff that is
I
being
mean,
passed
and
around.
hey, honestly, I think it is way more admirable for him to say that than to go out and cheat on you.
Right.
People
I'm
are,
very curious what this podcast is, though. I'm very curious what this open relationship podcast is like.
yeah.
Is it actually like someone talking about being a free spirit?
Or is
Or
it
is
men
it,
saying, oh, high value men could
yeah,
cheat?
how do you, yeah, because there's literally people exactly
That's what
saying
they
that
all say.
exact thing. High value men can cheat on their women. They should be able to have multiple women.
Don't
This
clip
is the
them
kind,
saying
yeah,
this.
I'm not saying this. This is the kind of stuff, this is the kind of rhetoric that's being passed around.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm curious about what that podcast is.
But, like if this is who he wants to be and he's not changing on that, then, you're not gonna force him to, and it sucks, it's a long relationship to let go of, but it's better than 10 years from now or like another 5 years from now, you finding out he's been cheating. But
That's true.
trust,
It's true.
if he's talking about this,
He's
something's gonna
looking,
happen.
yeah, something's gonna
Something's
happen.
gonna happen.
Um, Daffy said, "Do you guys talk about different types of like avoidant partner slash anxious,
Okay, I
etc.?"
need, you know what?
She doesn't,
I'm
but she's
writing it
going
down
to.
because this is like the fourth time.
So
Like
we'll definitely get to
avoidant
that.
attachment. I am completely writing this down to look it up because I just don't know exactly what it means. I can make assumptions, but I don't talk unless I know.
Yeah. Um, Kayla said, "My boyfriend never goes out with me and his friends. We've been together for 2 years. My boyfriend never goes out with me and his friends. We've been together."
He never goes out with you and his friend. Like he doesn't go out with anyone.
Yeah, do you mean like he doesn't take you when he goes out with his friends, or he just doesn't go out? Gloria said, "My boyfriend prioritizes his friends and other things more than me. We barely spend time together." That's so crazy.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't get that at all.
I
We're just
understand
so
people, okay,
against
like
that.
I will say my aunt and uncle, all right, they have a type of relationship where he wants
No.
to, yes,
Okay.
don't be calling out my family.
Oh, sorry.
They like their separate time. They go on separate, and they're married like what
Not saying anything
25
bad.
years or something. Yeah, I know. Um, but they go on separate vacations. They have their separate time. That's just like the way they do it. And I'm not 100. No, yeah, that's just I guess what they like to do. So I'm not gonna say like there's one way to do it. But if you are not the type of person that wants to be spending all this separate time,
Then it's not compatible.
then
Yeah.
it's either not compatible or you
You
have to
just need
tell
to
him
talk to,
like
yeah,
this
you
is
need
not
to talk to
because
him
to
about it.
me, I'm a spend time with me every day, live with me immediately. I'm not messing around if
Same,
I'm in a
same.
relationship. Like to me, if I'm in a relationship, like you're like half of my life, or like, kind of like it's our life now.
Not even half, more than
Yeah, it's just
half.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but that's how I am. And that might be how you are, and I think that's fine. You just have to be with that same type of person.
Yeah. Jody May said, "Do you both have books? If so, what? I need to buy both. How do I get them?" So mine was released a while ago. It's called Modern Buddhism, and she has it's under Deviant Chase on Amazon.
Uh,
Hers, she wrote one about
I wrote,
nutrition.
yeah, I have like a nutrition one from 3 years ago, but if you go to like the emotional part, it's all like a lot of my advice. However, my advice is very much updated from 3 years ago. So I have a new book that's coming out that's like, it's written, but it needs to be edited, like I said before.
Yeah, if you look up Cassia
I
West on Amazon,
just did the pre-order thing today, so it might even be available for pre-order now, but
probably tomorrow.
if you go to, yeah, I'll look at it later. But if you go to, I don't know, what would
Just
they,
Amazon and look up her name, and you'll find it.
yeah, within the next couple days, just
Yeah,
look up my name, but it's gonna be called, or it is called, Get a Hold of Yourself.
yeah. It's a
Not in
good
like a
name.
mean way. Let me know what you guys think of that title. Being that it is about, you know, it's spiritual, like about meditation, but like relatable to, someone in this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the thing about like getting a hold of yourself is like your ego, like understanding like what is your true self and what is your ego,
Yeah.
which is, I would explain it in the book, but
Yeah, I think it's a great title.
because he
Whoever
came up
came
with
up with
it.
it.
I'm not a good title marketing person. Like,
Oh, Kayla said he goes out with his friends and he never takes me. So that's what she meant.
yeah, I'm
We're
not,
very against,
we
we're
don't like
so
that.
against that. We've had this question so many times and we're just not that type of people. And honestly, like,
There's some people it's totally fine. They're
yeah,
just not the type of person. And maybe it's because of the way we are. Like, I know if he's gonna go out, girls are gonna be all over him. They're gonna throw themselves at him. I don't want to deal with it. And he's a flirt. He's not
I'm,
gonna not flirt.
I'm not gonna flirt when
Okay.
you're not
I'd
there.
rather be around. I'd rather be around. I don't
For
like it.
sure, yeah.
But also I don't know what your
I'm the
thing is with
same.
me.
It's just like,
Well,
I
you know what it
got,
is with him? He doesn't want to be bored. He wants to go do something.
I
He's
want
not
to,
gonna sit there and do nothing.
well, that's not
But
what
I
it
don't trust
is.
boys.
That's not what it is. It's just, if you're with someone
But yeah,
and
we
that
would
is
just
your
have more
best
like
friend,
why would I deal with that when I would just have more fun with him?
yeah, like we got together because we had a ton of fun together.
Yeah, we
So
met
now I'm
by being
like,
out and
oh,
just going out.
yeah, like you go with your friends, I go with my friends, and
We just
we'll,
combine our friends.
yeah, we combine our friends. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to us.
Yeah.
Like we're best friends, so like we're gonna hang out together.
You're
Like I
not my
wouldn't
best friend. I'm just kidding.
like we're it's just more fun when we're together. So it just
Yeah.
only makes sense. So I don't see it. Like I never understood it. I never understood the, oh, why would you
I think
bring your girlfriend situation? And there's been guys, like some of my friends is just like, oh, we're doing a bachelor party, like,
like no girls
come, no
allowed.
girls are out. I'm like, I'm not coming. And I
Yeah.
literally do not go.
Yeah.
I do not go.
And he makes them feel like idiots for having it.
100%. I'm like, I do. I'm just like, I'm gonna bring my girl. Like she's more of a man than you.
Yeah, he literally says
I
it.
literally say that to them, and they're just like, oh, can't. It's like a boys thing. I'm like, dude, there's nothing that you can do that she's gonna
Yeah.
run away screaming, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird. I don't
Hmm.
know.
And that's usually the case. The guys don't want the girl around. Okay, because sometimes what it is, one of their friends is a cheater, and they don't want a girl around witnessing them being a cheater.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
I said it.
Hope they're not watching this. They'll probably see
Who?
this.
Our friends?
Yeah,
Go ahead. We
it's
say it to
fine.
them all the time.
I know they should watch this.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. We'll just do a couple more questions because
He said a couple more. This is.
it's almost 2 hours, so we're gonna stop on time.
Oh, right, because we started late.
Delaney said, I've I've seen that my boyfriend has searched other girls on Instagram. Am I not enough for him?
Okay. So my thing is with like the Instagram thing versus like adult websites is that like I'm not against people like looking at things to like do their business.
Right.
What?
I just don't want to get kicked off of
I
TikTok
said
again.
I didn't say any of the words that they would kick me off this time. I'm not against it. I can totally see why other people are against it. I'm against doing that on Instagram because it's like a person that you can DM. That is weird. I don't like that at all. It's not cool.
Yeah. She said the girls he's looking at are girls he's admittedly told me that he's found attractive.
So is it girls that
Yeah.
he knows, or is just like
Yeah,
random
does
girls?
he know
It's
them?
just like, ew, get out of here. Like, control yourself. I
That's
can't. I don't
wild.
like
That's
that. It's
wild.
just like,
Yeah.
go to an adult website
Oh,
and
we both know. So she knows. Wow.
oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. Like, do better. At the very least, clear the history. What are you, an idiot?
Okay. Well, don't promote that,
No,
but
I'm
still.
just saying, like, if you're not only doing that, but you're also being reckless about this person's feelings.
I don't think there's any excuse for it. I think it's silly. I think it's ridiculous.
It's just not, it's not cute. It's not, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because what are you trying to do with that then? You're like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Some people, because a lot of girls have come, not a lot, some girls have come at me for this opinion. And to them, I say, go ahead, but understand what his intention is. Cause don't tell me it's innocent.
Yeah, they'll be like,
Don't,
"Oh, this is toxic for you to be thinking that
it's just
way."
like, okay,
It's like, "All
so
right, good luck."
fine. Like, sure.
Because
If
honestly,
you,
good luck with that situation. I've never seen that situation work out well for anybody.
yeah, like if you are just letting him like try and cheat, fine. And if you're okay with that, fine.
Yeah.
But don't tell me it's nothing.
Yep. Um. So, almost done here, guys. We're almost wrapping up. GDL said, "My fiance has many female best friends, and I don't feel comfortable with their lack of boundaries." As you
Totally get
should.
it.
Totally understand.
Totally get it.
Lexi said, "I'm so happy I came across you guys on TikTok. Your videos speak words that I can't."
That's why we do it.
That's, yeah, for sure.
Always love to hear it though.
Delaney said, "But he treats me perfect. Other than that, I don't get it."
Other than is this the one
The
with
looking, yeah, at Instagram pictures. She said he can't even answer why he looks them up.
because this is the thing with men. They like convince themselves that it's innocent just because they're like doing it. They're just like, oh, I just like did it. And a lot of times they are like, that unaware. But it's just like, okay, at this, if like everything else is great, just take it as like, okay, this is one of those things that's not perfect in the relationship, but I don't want it happening anymore. Just say to him, like, this is weird.
Yeah,
Like, this is weird. Like,
he needs to understand.
what do you like?
He needs to understand.
It's just like you might have done this without awareness. You were just like, oh, but the reason you're doing it is because you're thinking of this person and you want to look at them, and that's really disrespectful.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just like if you like it's one thing to like be attracted to someone, but just like realize what it is. Realize how dumb attraction is. Like it's such a stupid response. Your brain is just like, oh, this person could like I could mate with this person. Like don't make it such a thing that you're like feeding into it by
And disrespecting your partner
and
through it,
disrespecting your
for
partner.
sure. All right, guys. So we are going live every Thursday at 7 o'clock. So, you know,
Oh, is it 7? Because he thought it was 7:30 today, guys.
it wasn't
He'll
7:30. I was
never.
giving you some time because you're
No, no,
always
no, no.
late.
No, I'm sitting there. I'm like, why aren't we going? And he was
The
like, oh,
one time you're
7:30.
already on time. This is what you should do a video on. Why girls are always late. I would love to hear why.
Why guys care? Why do they care?
All
Yeah,
right,
and if
guys.
you guys have any topics that you want us to talk about or like have like, recorded in a nice way, let me know. DM me.
Yeah, we'll take like snippets of it, put it up, and then
Yeah.
you know.
Because we have a
Ina
bunch of
said, "I love
cameras
you
around the room,
both."
just so you know.
Someone said, "Thank you so much for this." Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Those great questions.
Yeah, thank you guys. I love the questions.
We'll
I'm always like surprised at how many different questions
I
there
know.
can be each time.
We'll see you guys next week. And if you have anything that bothers you throughout the week, just write
Yeah,
it,
write it
write it
down.
down, write it
And
down.
we'll talk about it in our little therapy session next week.
Yeah, Kayla, the book, there's Modern Buddhism, and then for her, just look up Cassia West on Amazon and it'll pop up.
But like in like a day or two when it
Yeah,
goes through.
for her, it's just wait like a day. Um,
But I'm gonna like story it and stuff. I'll have it like kind of being promoted a bit
Yeah.
until then.
and yeah, feel free to DM her, guys, questions
Yeah.
or whatever.
I'm checking.
So thank you both. I love your content. All right, guys,
All right.
I'm gonna do the awkward.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
Cassie's
gonna
gonna
do the
talk
awkward.
until I awkwardly
Awkwardly.
sign out of
One day.
the-
See, when we get an assistant,
No,
Oh, okay. When we get an assistant eventually, they'll maybe able to figure out how to like turn off the live without you standing up and putting your butt in everyone's face.
When did I do that?
I don't know.
All right, bye guys.
Bye. Thank you guys.
Wait, we're still live on YouTube though. Give me a sec. And went to the wrong tabs. This is great.
You're doing great.
At least it's only on YouTube.
Except you use this for this podcast.